Hello, everybody, and welcome to Franklin High School as we are just getting ready to stream the Group 2 state finals between your Sterling Silver Knights and the Harrison Blue Wave. Glad to bring you this recorded stream that'll be posted on YouTube a couple days later, but we are happy to be here in the brisk cold wind to cover these two teams, Sterling and Harrison, both having some pretty tough times getting to this spot. But first, I'm going to highlight Sterling. Their first game was played on the 9th of September where they won. I think they played Haddon Heights. And then they went through and beat the conference the first time around and had some trouble when it came to out-of-conference opponents. They tied Triton, lost to a Shalleck team that's pretty talented. And then towards the end of the season, they got some of their injured players back and won a couple games in the conference. But the big one, they tied Haddon Heights, which then meant that they did not win the division. So a big crushing blow for these Silver Knights. And then they went into playoffs as the 4th seed. Took down Cedar Creek in the first game 2-0. Then took down Barnegat in the next game 2-0. Or excuse me, that was 3-0. Then they went to West Deptford, where they did 1 seed, and they entered penalty kicks, where Sterling, with on the foot of Jesus Blanco, took the win. Then they went to Haddonfield, and when the time was whittling down with a little bit under 10 minutes to go, Bright John netted the game winner to bring them the South Jersey Group 2 title. Then they went against 21-2 Robbinsville, when someone, or most of us, thought that game was impossible for them, and they pulled out a miracle. They scored their first goal being down 1-0 with one man down, which was their star defender, Anthony Ortiz, who just got honored as the All-South Jersey player. Then they scored their second goal by Quentin Rosano down 2 men, which gave them the win over Robbinsville with very little time to go. So that brings us to the current date here, where it is Sunday, November 24th, covering these state finals between Harrison and Sterling.
And Harrison coming in. Harrison is a Hall of Fame type soccer team. If you're going to beat this team, you're probably beating one of the best programs in North Jersey. They have 25 state titles in their history. I have jackets. I've talked to them. If you see bottom right down here, Ben, you see a bunch of the jackets down here. They've got some alumni down here. They are expecting not only to be in this game, they expect to win it, and they are a very, very good soccer team.
Sterling came third in the division this year, right behind Haddon Heights and West Deptford. They were 6-2-2 in the division, 13-5-5 overall. They allowed 19 goals and forced 38. And then Harrison came in second in the NJIC National, right under Rutherford. They were 19-5-2, 6-4 in the division. They had 81 points forced and 29 points allowed. Offense, when it comes to Sterling, 1.66 goals per game, and Harrison just a little bit over 3 goals per game. The defense, though, Sterling allowing less than 1 goal per game, and Harrison just allowing 1.12 goals per game. In the playoffs, Sterling 15-7 with a 681 win percentage, and Harrison 26-9 with a 742 win percentage. Harrison is 8 miles west on New York City. It is in the location of the Red Bull Arena Soccer Stadium, the home of the New York Red Bulls in Major League Soccer, and Harrison is named after the President William Henry Harrison.
As the teams now get set in midfield, it's a game that Sterling it's been a long time since we've seen a Sterling soccer team in a state final game, and here they are as they get ready and get this game underway.
Yeah, a lot of history being made here tonight. This Sterling team, been through it all, resilient, as is a lot of injuries throughout the season. Most importantly, one to Jason Camardo. Anthony Ortiz was dealing with some injury. Bright John was out for some time. Max Bleem as well. But we see a full-strength Sterling team here going against such an amazing Harrison team. So as we look at the semifinal round, the last game, we mentioned how Sterling got here. They were down 1-0, and then they netted one with a man down. It was 11 versus 10. That one was scored by Carson Wiley. And then they netted a second goal to give them the win, Quentin Rosano, and they scored with 2 men down. Now, on the other side of things, Harrison beat Glen Rock in the semifinals 2-1. It was off of penalty kicks where they netted all 4, and Yusuf Jaite netted the last one for Harrison to bring them to this spot. So the Group 2 finals, and they're going through the introductions here.
And if you look at Harrison, they have some impressive individual stats. If you go through their list, they are very, very tough.
Harrison, very tough team. They have had a great season so far, led by the senior Frank Barrera. He has 20 goals, 5 assists, 45 points. And then Christian Barrios with 6 goals, 10 assists, 22 points. Christian Carranza, 8 points, 8 assists, 24 points. Or 8 goals, 8 assists, 24 points, excuse me. Youssef Jaite with 5 goals, 10 assists, and 20 points. And then the goalie for today, the senior, Francisco Apollo, with 128 saves in 24 games played. Now taking a look at Sterling, Connor Maynard, the sophomore, leading the way with 8 goals, 4 assists, 20 points. Jason Camarda with 9 goals, 1 assist, 19 points. Anthony Ortiz with 4 goals, 2 assists, 10 points. Ethan Weitzel, 7 assists, 7 points. Carson Wiley, 3 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. Jesus Blanco, 3 goals, 6 points. And then Quentin Rosano with 2 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. And then the goalie, Mr. K, someone who had the game of their life last game, Travis Schmidt.
Yeah, he had to have his game of his life, too, because if he didn't make some of those saves, we would have been in a lot of trouble in that one. So this team is for real. They've fought as hard as you could fight, and now you're 1 game away from being state champs.
Now, Mr. K, something that we discussed a lot on the last broadcast and something that Sterling does really well when they put it to their advantage is the scrappiness of the team.
Yeah, really good at restarts, really good in tight spaces. The difference with Harrison's going to want to run the whole field. And talking to Coach before the game, he said, don't be surprised if Harrison controls a lot of the action in this game. That doesn't worry Sterling. They're fine. Sterling just has to find their opportunity and capitalize when they get it.
We saw a Robbinsville team that really did control a lot of the game. Sterling got very narrow chances, but when they got those chances, they did a good job of capitalizing on them. And Mr. K, one of the bright moments, as I mentioned a couple times before, going to mention it again, was that Quentin Rosano goal down 2 guys. Describe how resilient this team has been throughout this year.
If they can get the ball inside the 18 and it's a scramble, I like Sterling's chances. If it's an open field game, it's going to favor Harrison. And we'll step aside for a second. We'll return when action resumes.
Atmosphere absolutely electric here today as we see the super fans down low, trying to coordinate the all whites. Didn't work out particularly well, but we see a couple people with white out there matching the crispy white away uniforms for Sterling. Travis Schmidt in the highlighter green, and then for Harrison, they are wearing the navy blues, and Apollo in the light blue shirt.
It's neat you say about the super fans because these kids had to spend $15 for the bus and then another $5 to get in. It's nice that we got a whole bus of young students to be here.
So a cloudy night comes over Franklin High School. 49 degrees, feels like 42 outside today. Only going to get colder as time goes on as it drops just a couple degrees here. The wind coming in here pretty strong. The gusts coming around 20 miles per hour, but the wind is coming in at 8 miles per hour.
And it's funny, too, as we're broadcasting this game, we are actually up on the roof, and the wind is going right through us. The fans are lucky. They have the wind blocking. So the wind, as you're watching at home, is going from this side of the field to the far side.
So we're just getting ready. Both teams getting in the huddle. The Sterling Knights in the all-white getting talked to here by Coach Marley's the head of it all in his 17th year coaching.
And I think as a player here, you just got to think this is another game. It's like every other soccer game that I played. You know deep down your mind it's not, but you just say it's a game. And once you can get through the first 5 or 6 minutes of a game like this, it becomes another game. But the first 5 or 6 minutes can really wear on your nerves.
This Sterling family been through it all throughout the years. Mr. K has had a bird's eye view of that, I guess I could say. I mean, watching these kids grow up through Parkview and yelling and playing with each other, and this is the last.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because the seniors, a lot of the seniors out here living in Stratford, I've coached them in baseball, basketball, and some in soccer. So it's a great bunch of kids. I couldn't wish the best for them. As you can see, a big hug from Pat Carroll going out to Travis. And here it is. Can you leave a champ?
I guess we will see. Sterling has had a miracle run, but a team that has stayed strong through it all under the regime of Coach Marley's in his 17th year. And Harrison, just an absolute powerhouse in the Group 2 division, has won it. Mr. K, how many times a state title?
I believe it's 25 state titles they've won in their history, and Sterling has won 1.
In 1976. I think Harrison's last win, I would want to say, is in 2022. So it'll be interesting to see how this one will end up recorded here at Franklin High School. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Tad Kazaneski. We have Benjamin Nicholas on the camera back here helping us out with this one.
Welcome back, Ben. It's good to have you back in with the broadcast. So he's the guy doing the camera.
Our Tech Crew National Emmy Award winner, Ben Nicholas.
Well, good to be back, guys. It's great to be back.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, it's great to be back. I missed it here just a little bit. Looking for colleges to go to, internships to try and get a part of. It's a struggle out here. but I love it. Every second of it. And I'm glad to be back for this.
So
Such a monumental moment.
Harrison runs out on the field. Fans getting rowdy for them. Sterling taking a pretty extended time in their little huddle that they have. Harrison getting ready to take the starting 11 picture.
That's cool. They get their own little team picture before the game. Now, they're not feeling the pressure.
Well, Harrison's been here a couple times before, Mr. K.
That is cool.
And this is a team where I think they knew that they were destined for greatness, and they're going for it. Sterling, I don't want to undermine their successes, but Mr. K, I think going into the season, I don't really know if they saw themselves coming here.
They were shooting for the division title with hopes of South Jersey because Delran being in Central Jersey, but when you're talking about July and August, the dreams of playing in a state championship game when it was almost 50 years ago or more was the last thing on their mind. But now you're here, show them you belong, and play a solid game, and who knows, when the clock ends, maybe you're raising the trophy.
So 1 versus 1 in net. Apollo versus Schmid, white versus the navy blue, Sterling in the crispy all-white uniforms, Harrison in the navy blues. The ball right at the heart of the Franklin High School mascot, which I think is the Warriors.
Yes.
Looks like it's going to be Connor Maynard to start, and we're off here in the state finals for Group 2. Sterling will start with possession. It's going to be Jesus Blanco dribbling in the middle, getting it back over towards Dean Collins. Collins kicking this one ahead, looking for Jason Camardo, trying to beat out the defender, which looks like Vergere. This one popped up, charging in, looks like Carson Wiley. Carson Wiley taking this one up towards the 5, trying to cross this one towards the middle. Well played there by Harrison. Sterling getting an early attack going here off the foot of Carson Wiley.
Great job by Wiley to come in hard. He got the loose ball and created a scoring opportunity here.
Wiley, dangerous when it comes to that kind of stuff. The scrappiest of them all. Got a goal in the last game to tie the game up, and now it'll be Bright John to toss this one in here for Sterling. This one looks like a hit off of a Knight, so will be a goal kick here for Apollo.
Good sign early on, especially in the first couple minutes of this game, to get some pressure on this tough team from Harrison.
So they're going to play it back in their defensive line. Charging in looks like Quentin Rosano is going to apply some pressure, but taking their time is Harrison. Looks like Jaite is going to take it in the back line, kicking this one up towards Hussein. This one taken away, though, by Weitzel, who's trying to give it off to Connor Maynard, sophomore to sophomore. That's a nice tackle there by Vergere.
Real nice defensive play there, because if he gets around the edge, they had 2 players up in front in Camardo and Rosano ready for a head ball.
Vergere, a couple of nice stops so far in this one. Just under a minute and 30 played here in half number 1. This one tossed in, played off the chest of Connor Maynard. He's trying to keep it in, pressured from Harrison in the corner. This one kicked out. Weitzel looking to cross this one in. Well played by the Blue Wave. This one goes over Bright John. Now moving with a lot of speed is Harrison. That's Solano.
And this is where you got to watch right here.
Carranza moving up along the far side. Rosano back to help. And they kick it back into the defensive line and look to reset.
When they go on their run, they're very good at controlling the ball and very good at moving with speed.
Jaite to Zevoyos. And this one gets over towards Hussein and back to Vergere.
And Coach Marley said, don't worry if they control the pace of the game. They'll let them control the pace like this.
This one sent forward. Nice little passing play, which gets to the outside, and now they're moving with pace. It looks like it's Solano. Well played there by Max Bleem. This one hit forward towards Camardo. Camardo spinning, looking for help, waiting for the Cavalry, and the Blue Wave drowns Camardo, and there's a foul called on Jaite. Camardo charges with the foul.
That's what Sterling needs to do. Camardo can be a real pain in the butt for that backline defense, and he'll get some plays like that, but sometimes he'll get by him as well.
Weitzel being scrappy on this far side, gets a takeaway, but gives it right back to Harrison. The Blue Wave looking to go up. It looks like Hussein is going to take it. He gives it off to Solano.
I like what Weitzel's doing there. Weitzel did a little bit of grabbing, a little bit of pushing.
Again, the scrappy side of Sterling is where they succeed. Taken down is Blanco. Whistle blows on Hussein. Excuse me, that is actually Solano. Jesus Blanco is down.
But again, this is the kind of game that Sterling wants. You saw down right in front of the bench for Harrison. A lot of grabbing of the jersey, a little bit of pushing. It goes to the middle of the field. We get a restart here with the clock stopping now, 36-44. But that's the kind of game Sterling needs to play.
So Blanco up, a couple of Knights warming up along the side. Looks like Walters and Reich, 2 sophomores who have made a good impact on this playoff run for Sterling.
Yeah, they wouldn't be here without these sophomores, for sure.
Ortiz raises both of the arms, kicks this one in. A nice ball from Ortiz. Looking towards the back post, goes over to Camardo. Looks like it's going to be Rosano. The flag goes up. It's going to be offsides on Sterling, and it's called.
It's a nice ball, as you said, a nice ball in. They had 3 forwards charging in, but unfortunately, I guess Q was a little bit further than the ref wanted them to be.
So we're just approaching 4 minutes down here in half number 1. Nothing to score between the Blue Waves and the Silver Knights.
Yeah, we're used to the green waves. This blue wave's a little bit different.
A little bit different, but still, pretty similar, as they're looking to turn it to high tide and go up along the other way.
I'll tell you what, early on in this game, there's no intimidation that Sterling's feeling. They're coming right at this Harrison team.
Yeah.
Very impressed so far early on.
But they're kind of taking a relaxed look right now, letting Harrison kind of dribble along their back line. So this one's kicked between a couple of the Harrison players. They're looking to send this one up the field, looking for a little bit of a give and go, but well played there by Rosano, and they regroup back to what looks like, you can't really see the number from here, but now it gets over to Vergere. Vergere moving along the 35, looking for an option, getting pressured, and he's going to send this one the other way. Well played there by Max Bleem. This one gets back towards Ortiz, and Ortiz gets the clear, gets it back to around midfield. Blanco getting a little bit of aggressive and helping his Camardo. Whitesall along the far side as it gets back over towards Barrera. This one kicked towards the middle, well played by Carson Wiley. Bright John like glue on Solano, and this one clears towards center.
Yeah, the strength of this Sterling team is their defense, as you get a break possibility here.
Connor Maynor going along that far side with a Harrison player and just couldn't get the speed advantage, but good job by Sterling so far.
Yeah, defense is what got Sterling here, and being able to pick their spots to score, so the defense has not been an issue at all.
So now it looks like Rosano is going to be the one to throw it in here for the Silver Knights. This one played on the foot of Camardo. This one popped up towards the middle. Whitesell coming in along with the goalie. Whitesell battling with it, and the goalie makes the collection. Francisco Apollo with a little bit of a heartbreaker right there, almost a heartbreaker right there.
I love the way Whitesell plays. What a player.
Now moving along this side, it's Ruda. Ruda kicking this one. Well played here by Harrison, but sent out by the Knights. In the middle, it's Carranza. Carranza weaving his way through a couple of defenders and sending it along the far side. Charging in on it is Rosano, but Harrison now moving towards midfield. Jaite comes up, a nice play there by Connor Maynor to make the slide tackle. Carson Wiley looking to advance Maynor, but gives it up. And now Jaite gets the ball back on his foot, giving it off to Hussein. Hussein looking to go to his dominant foot, gets back to him, gets it back to Jaite. Jaite getting pressured by a couple of Sterling players. Whitesell along the far side as well. A nice pass there. Whistle blows. And it looks like the ball went out of bounds.
Trying to be a little too fancy with it was Harrison on the near sideline. Again, this Sterling defense, very good. Connor Maynard early on showing a lot of energy, really forcing the pressure.
A lot of good signs here for Sterling so far.
Yeah, really, I like what I'm seeing so far. I really do.
So we're just approaching 33 minutes and 30 seconds left here in half number 1. Nothing to score here between Sterling and Harrison. Bright John going to toss it in, looking for Connor Maynor. This one hits off of a couple of heads and finds the chest of Camardo. Camardo hitting this one down, getting it back towards Bleem. He gets it over towards John. John chipping this one ahead, but it's a turnover, and now moving the other way is Ruda. Nice takeaway there by the Knights defense and cleared away. It's Jesus Blanco. Great heads-up play there by the Knights, and they're going to get a throw-in out of it. And Mr. K, I'm very impressed with Sterling's play so far.
I think that was Wiley that got in there, too. He came back, made a real nice play, and got in the way.
This one gets hit over towards Camardo, cleared away by Harrison as we're just under 7 minutes to play here in half number 1. This one played around by Harrison. They get it over to Vergere. He gets it back to the center back, and he retreats it once again. Played on the close side here by the Blue Wave as it gets over towards Hussein. Hussein gets a hit out. Great pressure there by Ethan White, who's had an impressive start to this one. Battling the cold, both of these teams. Sterling in a lot of longer sleeve shirts. Harrison wearing the short sleeves, but a couple of them wearing arm sleeves.
It's interesting, though, when you're down on the field, because these bleachers are solid. The wind does not penetrate the bleachers from behind, so it's not very windy, the bottom 20 feet of the field. When it goes higher than that, that's when the ball's going to play some tricks.
So now Timur Hussein getting it back into the defensive line, and Harrison still trying to get into the Sterling defensive line. Not had much success so far. They've been kind of playing around with it in their own back line. This one gets crossed to the other side, where it's going to be Carranza. Carranza now taking it up. Carranza looking for the cross, has a man open along the far side. Sterling a little bit of a break in coverage right there. Rosano adding pressure. That ball doesn't go out. They get it towards the middle. Sterling coming in. Well played there by the defensive line.
Great job defensively by Sterling on that race to the corner. It looked like it was going to be an open centering pass, but the defender got there first, and here's our first corner kick of the game.
It's going to be Ruda.
Harrison.
It's going to be the one to kick it here for Harrison. Rosano with great hustle getting back to that far side, as Mr. K mentioned.
Interesting here that everyone lined up deep on the 18.
Barreto was the one applying pressure along the far side, but now getting ready for the corner kick here is Harrison. Momentum building as they kick it off. Well played there by Max Bleem as he bats it back over. Over there is Connor Maynor. They do a little bit of a give and go. Harrison trying to put a shot on goal. This one goes above the goal post and nice save there by Travis Schmid.
You're not going to get up any higher than Travis Schmid, a tall, strong young man. If you're going to beat him, it's going to be low. You really are going to have a tough time beating him high.
Travis Schmid with an extraordinary grab to start. Looks like there was a foul on the play with a little bit of a hit on Schmid. It looks like Ortiz is going to be the one to kick this one for the Knights. Good defense on the corner kick. Harrison's controlled a lot of the possession in the past, I'd say 5 minutes, as we're just approaching 10 minutes down in half number one. Ortiz kicking this one ahead. Looking for what looked like Connor Maynor in the middle. Rosano also going over there to play it. He gets it back towards Collins. Collins winds up and boots this one ahead. Nobody home, and it will be a throw in here for Harrison. It's going to be Barreto to throw it in.
Well, the first 10 minutes I thought was really important as we're going to pass that mark right now. I think Sterling has got an A+ for the first 10 minutes for weathering the nerves and getting it out of the way.
Definitely getting chilly up here in our makeshift booth, and my hands are quite frigid, but now Harrison's moving it at midfield. Long strides here for Ruda as he passes this one over towards Hussein. Hussein back to Ruda. Ruda has Vergray but doesn't pass it, taking it himself. Looking to the far side where it's Jaite. Jaite, the hero in the last game against Point Pleasant, or excuse me, that wasn't Point Pleasant, it was Point Rock.
Glen Rock.
Glen Rock, So this one kicked ahead here by Blanco, who takes a tumble. Connor Maynor also there battling, but can't get to it in time. It'll be another throw in here for Harrison.
But again, Connor Maynor causing interference in there, making it tough for this backline defense.
Vergray playing it at their own 10. Passes this one off. Harrison looking to kick it to the far side. Controlled at the 30. The Blue Wave trying to crumble this Sterling defensive line. Hasn't had much luck so far. Got a corner kick, but nothing more than that.
Sterling has pushed their back line way up. They were just at the 30-yard line there.
So this one gets back to Jaite. Jaite looking for an outlet. He dribbles this one over to Barrier. And this one gets out towards Hussein, where he finds it in the middle to Ruda. Ruda has a shot opportunity if he wants to take it, getting pressure by a couple of Knights. Tries to push it past Rosano. And it looks like he cannot, and it'll be a Sterling throw-in.
I thought he was going to take a shot there. That was a break that he didn't take the shot.
Blanco turns this one over. This one played well by Harrison. Camardo applying pressure as they get this one back into midfield. Applying pressure on Jaite is Carson Wiley. He tries to pass to the outside, and it looks like nobody home there for Harrison.
Again, I'm impressed Sterling has weathered the first couple minutes and shown some offense. Very impressive.
So 12 minutes down here in half number one. Nothing to score here in the state finals between Sterling and Harrison. Harrison has won 25 state finals, and Sterling only has won a single one in 1976.
I'm trying to remember if it was 76 or 72.
76.
It is 76, okay.
I remember from our little paper that we had at our home game against Haddonfield. So it'll be a free kick here for Sterling. It'll be Dean Collins, the one to kick this one away. On that far side. Collins kicks this one up, looking for Rosano. Overplaying it is the Harrison player. Rosano chips this one. Looking along that outside for Connor Maynor. Connor Maynor gets it taken away from him, but that one hit out by Harrison. It'll be a throw in here for Rosano.
Again, put the pressure on.
So both student sections battling here as Quentin Rosano tosses this one in. This one played between a couple of players, but that one eventually gets out for Harrison. Well played to get this one back in by Collins. Now Harrison moving with pace. It's going to be Bleem against Carranza. Carranza's going to get to it first. Carranza now moving with a lot of pace. Bleem staying with him. Carranza looking to cross this one towards the middle. Schmid off the line. He's going to catch it.
Just got verification from Mr. Sheehan. You are correct. Our one and only state title for soccer was 1976.
Boom.
The bicentennial year.
So this one played on the foot of Ethan Weitzel. Weitzel looking to kick this one up towards Quentin Rosano. Rosano running like a bull. Also out of his net is Apollo. This one bobbled between a couple of players, but Apollo was going to get the catch. That was dangerous.
That's a great job by Rosano. I didn't think he stood a chance to even get into the ball. Not only did he get to it, almost made a play out of it.
Rosano looking like a freight train so far in this one, running faster than I think I've ever seen him run before in battling this cold as well. It's quite impressive. Rosano keeps this one in. Crosses this one to the far side looking for Ethan Weitzel. This one played off the chest of Carranza. He gets it back to the defensive line, and they have to restart once again. The Blue Wave trying to put a move on this Sterling defensive line. They get it out towards Carranza. Substitutions coming in here for Knights. It's going to be Wesley Reich and George Walters. This one played towards Jaite. Jaite getting this one over towards Hussein. Hussein looking to cross this one towards the middle. Well played there by Ortiz. It's a pop-up. Bleem trying to win the battle. He does. Dangerous areas here for Bleem. Bright John comes to support as well. Physical play along this side. Bright John still battling. Getting into it with a Harrison player. That one hits out, and it'll be a Sterling throw-in.
But
great hustle.
You could see that play was not going to go anywhere for Harrison. There were 4 white shirts right in the area. Sterling spaced that out very well and defended very well.
As they've been doing so far in this one. So it'll be Bright John once again to toss this one in here for the Knights. John looking to throw this one away. Looking for Wesley Reich. Hits off of his chest. Camardo plays it at his foot. Pressure from behind by Carranza. And call is made on Carranza.
But again, I think you're getting a little bit of frustration from Harrison right now. They started some of that pushing. It went from one player to the next, and that's what drew the foul. That's the kind of game Sterling wants.
Anthony Ortiz scanning the field. He's going to be the one to kick you here for Sterling. Has a powerful leg, as we've seen him put on display many, many times before. Ortiz raises both of the arms, sends this one away here for the Knights. A great ball in the middle of a sea of blue. This one plays out towards Blanco. Blanco with pressure from behind, gets it taken away from him. And now Harrison looking to turn the tide.
Wow.
Taking it is Carranza,
Wow.
moving with quite a lot of speed. Getting this one towards the outside where it's going to be Barreto. Barreto looking to cross this one in. Well played there by Collins, but it gets back toward Carranza. Carranza still fighting. And it's going to be a corner kick awarded here towards Harrison. That was a dangerous play.
What a great defensive play by Dean Collins there. That looked like it could have scoring opportunity all over it. He bolted for that corner and saved a scoring opportunity.
Timur Hussein is going to be the one to kick it here for Harrison. Carranza is moving with quite a lot of speed there.
You aren't kidding, Dan.
Hussein kicking this one into the box. A nice ball. It's going to find Blue. Sterling needs to play it. Camardo gets in there. That one kicked out. It's going to be a goal kick here for Schmid. Well played once again by the Knights.
As you mentioned, there were dangerous balls. It went right across the 6, right down the line. Camardo able to get to it and deflects off the player.
Just approaching 17 minutes down here in half number 1. Again, nothing to score here between Sterling and Harrison. Harrison has had a lot of possession, but Sterling defense and midfield standing very strong between these two teams. So Schmid plays it over towards Ortiz. Ortiz kicks this one towards midfield. Played well by Carranza, but skied again by Blanco as it looking for a Harrison player, Vergere. This one played on the foot of Barrera, and it gets out towards Carranza, who peels away from Camardo. He's going to get the ball back, but well played there by Carson Wiley. Wesley Reich up to apply pressure.
Look at Reich hustle. Look at him hustle. He's really making things difficult.
One of our sprinters here at Sterling does spring track and I think winter track as well. I think he runs alongside Bright John, so pretty fitting between those two players. Dean Collins applying pressure on that side, and this one well played by Ortiz to get it towards Quentin Rosano. Rosano skying this one towards Wesley Reich, as we just mentioned. Reich playing it back, and Blanco looking to send Camardo. Camardo with a nice little touch as he gets this one back towards Blanco. Blanco playing it, getting it over towards Rosano. Rosano gets a hit off of a player by Harrison, and now they're moving with numbers. Harrison progressing up the field, getting past Dean Collins. Anthony Ortiz going out to challenge as well. Harrison with a huge opportunity. Well played there by the Sterling defense. Scary times here for this back line, but they're staying strong here, keeping this game at a 0-0.
Anthony Ortiz, all-South jersey for a reason, 2 years in a row. Dean Collins in there got an interference first, then Ortiz managed to steer it away. Well done.
All-South jersey, as Mr. K just mentioned. Him and two of our girls soccer players, Montgomery Dram and Elise Simpson, were awarded that All-South jersey title. This one hitting off the chest of Jason Camardo and knocking down a Harrison player, which looked like Pedro Barreto Race was Jason Camardo, but it'll be a free kick here for Harrison. They play it back. Gets it over towards Carranza. Carranza juking his way through Jason Camardo, looking to chip this one up. Well played there by Jesus Blanco as he weaves his way through a couple of defenders, and Jesus Blanco turning on the turbochargers, looking to advance Wesley Reich. Reich playing it at his foot, getting it back towards Rosano. Rosano looking for Jesus Blanco, who's joined the attack now, but that one is just going to dribble out of bounds.
And you can hear the wind kicking up. Now remember, as you're watching at home, the wind is blowing from our side of the field across the other bleachers, and you could really see on that kick there, the wind really helped push it out of bounds.
So 20 minutes and 47 seconds left to play here in half number one. Nothing to score as we're approaching halfway between Sterling and Harrison in the Group 2 state finals.
You can also see how quickly Harrison moves when they transfer from defense to offense. Sterling more methodical.
Walters advancing in the offensive zone. A big opportunity for him as he tries to get physical, but this one well played by the Blue Wave, and they get that one out. Bright John trying to win the one-on-one, and he does. He chips it back in. He wins that one over Barrera. This one played in the back line by Jaite.
Wow.
Jaite now moving with speed as he gets past a couple of Sterling players. Good ball movement here from Harrison. Now Jaite looking to turn up the speed. Bright John applying pressure. They're still moving. Barrera now taking it along the far side. Ortiz applying pressure here with a little bit of time. He kicks that one out. Well played there by the Sterling defense.
Good job by Ortiz to realize he was down in numbers. You just got to kick that out, and that's exactly what he did.
So a dangerous play there as a couple of Sterling players got dribbled between each other, and Ortiz making the final play as he normally does, the center back for this Sterling team. This one gets thrown in. Walters applying pressure on the back of a Harrison player. This one gets to the outside, a shot getting taken here. Schmid lets that one go, and it's going to be a goal kick here for Travis as we are just officially under halfway through half number one.
We got a good look at that as trying to hook that in that top left-hand corner over Travis's left-hand side. Travis knew it was going to go wide and let it go.
So Walters subbed out of the game here for Ethan Weitzel as Ortiz is going to kick this. He's directing traffic. 19 minutes to play here in half number one. We're stuck at this 0-0 score between Sterling and Harrison. But now the Blue Wave trying to storm this Sterling defensive line. Rosano coming back to help. A nice ball which gets to the middle. A nice shot, but that one doesn't get enough on it. That would have been impressive there by Barrera, who's a senior for this Harrison team.
Well, I'm a little older than you. There's a team that played up in Giant Stadium called the Cosmos, and there was a man called Pele who specialized in that bicycle kick, and that was impressive. Wow.
Performed there by Barrera, showing off a little bit of moves there, but did not get in the back of the net. It even looked like it surprised Schmid for a moment there. I don't even think he saw that.
That would have shocked me. I wouldn't have expected that.
Jaite takes this one away here from Wesley Reich, who's applying pressure on the back.
Good job by Reich.
Reich getting a little physical. Vergere gets this one over. Harrison now moving up the field. Pressure applied here by Weitzel. This one gets back towards the middle. Carson Wiley sticking on Carranza like glue as this one gets back to Vergere.
And this is important. Make them work in this part of the field, away from the net. Well done by this frontline offense of Sterling.
Jaite gets this one over towards Carranza, taking a little bit of a slower time than we normally see him take. He puts a nice move past Weitzel. Weitzel still playing physical. Carranza looking to make a break towards the net, trying to get past Ortiz, who does a great job there. This one gets back towards the outside. Jaite coming back from the defensive line, looking to take a shot on goal, and that one is going to sail wide right.
I think the problem Harrison's having is they are almost passing one pass more than they need. They need to start shooting a little earlier because it's giving Sterling's defense a chance to fill a spot and stop the play. I think Harrison's got to make that little adjustment, maybe shoot a little earlier.
So Sterling has their original starting 11 out there as Reich and Walters have been subbed off for Weitzel and Connor Maynor. This one sails over the head of Quentin Rosano, played in the back line here by Harrison. They keep that one in, a nice pass along the far side. They're looking to make a move. Great pressure there by Camardo. Weitzel gets it taken away from him, and now moving with a lot of speed was Jaite, but Sterling takes it away. They're looking to go on the offensive. This one hit up. Played well by Harrison. Jesus Blanco makes a nice move.
And as we're about 30 minutes into the game, it's kind of what we expected. You expected a lot of the carries in this game to be for Harrison as Sterling goes on a run.
Ooh, Jason Camardo with a break, gets past the defensive line. Him and the goalie. Camardo with a shot. Well saved there by Apollo. Another shot taken, and it's in! Sterling has scored! Super fans erupting. Connor Maynard, the sophomore, puts them on the board. It's 1-0 here with 16 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the first half.
Just as I'm saying, Sterling has been kind of chasing around. They get the dump off to Camardo, and then the super soft gets the rebound and puts it in.
Apollo scoring a banger. The super fans erupting. That was Connor Maynard scoring a banger. The super fans erupting. Apollo made the initial save. Connor Maynard buried it. And even though they haven't controlled a lot of possession, they get the first goal over Harrison. It's 1-0 here with around 16 minutes to play in half number one.
Well, now if you're Sterling, you want to at least try to get through this next 16 minutes and hold the lead, but do not chase with the aggressiveness that you have.
Sterling fans went absolutely ballistic. The biggest goal of Connor Maynard's early career. I think I say that every game for every player that scores, but it becomes more and more true as the season has went on.
But again, Coach Marley said he expected this type of game. We're a defensive strong team. We've got to pick our spots. They picked their spots, and they finished.
What a start here in the first half. Felt like Harrison controlled a lot of the games. Mr. K said that's something we expected to happen as time has went on.
Young man is down on the far side.
Rosano looked like he was going for the ball, but it looked like he caught the leg of the young man instead. Unfortunately, the one-camera shoot we can only see so far from our vantage point.
They'll stop the clock with 15:22 remaining. Again, outstanding hustle. To me, again, this is just like the last couple games. This is guts and hustle just created that last goal.
Pedro Barreto Race looks like the man who was down, but I think he's back up in A-OK.
And the people that are watching this on tape delay, we welcome you. I'm getting a lot of text complaints at the homerism for the North Jersey announcers right now.
Well, you'll get a little bit of South Jersey favoritism from our announcers here at Sterling Channel 19 when this game comes out for everyone watching. But now taking it is Harrison, and they are flying. Sterling defense looking to get back. Carranza now taking it with a lot of speed. The Blue Wave section standing up high. Bright John looking to take it. He's fouled inside the box. And the whistle blows, and it will be a penalty kick.
Good aggressive play, attempt by Ortiz. Apparently got too much of the foot, and that's why we're going to get the penalty kick here.
Schmidt saved 2 penalty kicks in the last game we played here against Robbinsville. Ortiz trying to plead his case, but it seems like the decision has already been made. Travis Schmidt with another one of those big moments against Carranza, who's been on fire to start this game so far. Undisciplined play there by the Sterling defensive line, a mistake. And now Schmidt with one of the biggest moments of his career. A known basketball player, but we see him in net for this soccer team quite often, and it's something that he has done a great job in doing. Schmidt against Carranza, awaiting the ref's whistle, and it blows. And Carranza nets it! Harrison has scored, and they knock this game up at 1.
I'll tell you what, though, from a goalie standpoint, Travis went to his left. That's where the ball went. He just couldn't quite get enough on it, and the game is evened up with 15 minutes to play here in the first half.
What a moment for Carranza. And it seems like a lot of the momentum that Sterling had just a few moments ago is kind of diminished.
And that's the key there, the momentum. Again, from up here, Dan, it looked like it was a good call. I mean, we're far away. Everyone, it was funny. I watched all the Sterling players that went on. They all turn and look at the ref, which is like a dead giveaway, like we think it's coming, and you tip your cap. That's a goal you have to make on a penalty kick. They did, but it's 1-1 now.
And it's something that last game would have bitten Sterling pretty hard in the butt if Robbinsville had made both of those PKs, but Schmidt did a great job. But
even if they made one of them.
Yeah, that one he could not get to. So now we're back at square one here for the Knights as we're just under 15 minutes to play here in half number one. Seemed like they got something going after an early goal by Connor Maynard, but off of a pretty undisciplined defensive play by the Knights defensive line, Carranza puts it in the back of the net.
It's easy to say undisciplined, but that was just a quick, speedy play. Sometimes you say, hey, look, that guy had great speed.
Yeah.
He's a great athlete. Anthony did everything he can. He went for the ball and unfortunately just got the leg.
So we're stuck here at a 1-1 score.
And sometimes from a coaching standpoint, it's not just what you've done wrong. Sometimes it's what they've done right. And I think that was more of a they did something right on that play.
I agree. So now Sterling looking to turn back the offensive pacing in this game. Had such a big moment. Camardo had a breakaway on Apollo. Apollo stoned him, but then coming back was Connor Maynard, and he put that one in the back of the net. And then just a few moments ago, Carranza getting a penalty shot goal there for Harrison. So Harrison looking to do the same, trying to seep into the Sterling defensive line. Well played there by Max Bleen, looking to advance Wesley Reich, who takes a tumble. Reich getting this one back in. Nobody home there for Sterling, and it will be a throw in here for Harrison.
My concern coming in this game was the first 10 minutes. Once Sterling got through that, I said to myself, okay, we've got a game today.
Hit down to the ground is Camardo, and it'll be a free kick here against Harrison. So Sterling with a good opportunity here for a set piece. As Camardo took a tumble, it's going to be Ethan Weitzel, the one to kick it here for Sterling.
And these are the plays that have to count, Dan.
They've had a little bit of success on these Weitzel free kicks the last game, if you remember, Mr. K. That is how Quentin Rosano put the ball in the back of the net for Sterling. Weitzel puts the ball in the best spot a lot of the time. Weitzel with the two-man wall in front, raises the arms, gets this one over. Nice ball looking for Ortiz in the back line, but it looks like he just hit the front of his head, and he hit this one back out towards Weitzel. Weitzel still scrambling along with the Harrison defense. Rosano kicks this one back in looking for Ortiz. Ortiz pops this one up. Harrison trying to get this one out. Carson Wiley charging back in. Wiley gets the takeaway. Wiley turning, looking to shoot, trying to pass it. That one gets over Weitzel, and now Harrison turning the tide. They're going. Looking towards Carranza. Carranza now moving. Ant Ortiz coming back to join the rush, along with the rest of the Sterling cavalry, and they get the nice takeaway as Blanco progresses up the field here with Weitzel. Weitzel looking to advance Quentin Rosano, and that one hit out with 12 minutes and 25 seconds.
I want to go back down to our right. Sterling is a bigger, stronger team. Obviously, we looked at Harrison. They're quicker. So those restarts in the head ball, you could see how Ortiz got up there, just didn't quite get the deflection he wanted.
Connor Maynard looking to force his takeaway against Harrison here. He chips this one out towards the middle where Camardo is looking to advance Connor Maynard once again. Nice passing between the senior and the sophomore. Playing this one right is what looked like Vergere, and hit down is Vergere as well, and it'll be a goal kick here for
You
the
saw
Blue
the
Wave.
push. I'll be interested to see if the referee is going to say something to Sterling. Now they're going to take the sub nonetheless, but it's hard when they're boxing out. You want to get by them, and sometimes you get that collision. Is Bright John's going to come back in?
Along with Joey Pincone for the Harrison Blue Wave.
And you can hear in the background, the wind is really kicking up. I don't know if you can see the goalpost at the top. That's about the height we are. And if you get the ball up in that height, it is really blowing to the far side of the field.
Definitely getting chilly as time progresses. As I mentioned, feels like 42 degrees outside here.
Not up here. It's not 42 up here, Danny.
But the weather report on my iPhone said that it feels like 42 outside today here at Franklin High School. Nice takeaway almost by Connor Maynard, but Jaite does a good job of hustling to the ball as he's now moving along the far side, getting support there by Hussein. Wesley Reich looking to make the play. Hussein collides with his own player. Cleared away there by Carson Wiley. Great heads-up play by him as now Carranza gets this one towards the middle. Played out towards Hussein. Hussein, big kick. Ooh! And gets over towards Schmidt, who makes the nice save.
Great job by Travis there, because you saw just missing off the front foot was one of the forwards for Harrison.
That was a big play. That forward is Frank Barrera, who I am pretty sure is their leading scorer in this one. My fingers are a little too cold to flip the page right now.
Yeah, we're up here in the wind, too. We don't have a desk, so we're just
we're
making do the best we can. The reporters of the newspapers got the press box inside, and again, we're thankful that we could be here for the Franklin Athletic Department. They said we'd go inside, but unfortunately we couldn't fit.
I was correct. Frank Barrera, the leading scorer for this Harrison team, has 20 goals on the season. As I turn the page with my fingers basically frozen.
The first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of each quarter, super, super important, and we're in that spot right now.
Yeah, we just officially are under 10 minutes to go here in half number 1. A lot of big moments that have happened these past, I'd say, last 10 minutes for both of these teams. As now Camardo plays it along the far corner, getting double-teamed here by Harrison. Escapes the double team, gets this one out towards Bright John. John looking to chip this one in. Has a streak in Carson Wiley going towards the net. Apollo as well, and he almost skies it. This one stays in. Played here by Vergere, and he kicks that one out. Well played by Harrison as they're applying pressure on Bleem. Bleem needs to turn and make a kick. Can't. Wesley Reich does it, trying to get this one away, and finally looking to kick this one away, but still staying on it. Here is number 15, Solano. Reich needs to get this one away, and finally does after a while.
No panic.
Called offsides there is Connor Maynor, so it'll be a free kick here for Harrison. They're moving with pace, but the ref blows the whistle. I think he was definitely a little offsides there, Mr. K. Carranza getting this one towards the outside. Played well here by Harrison. Great recovery there by Carson Wiley as he clears away. That one hits off of Connor Maynor. Jaite down. Jaite's still down, and the whistle officially blows here for number 7, who's been one of the more clutch players for Harrison in this game.
Again, Sterling, I think, has just got to get to halftime 1-1 as best you can, and then you can regroup. And it's the kind of game Sterling wanted. They'll take 1-1 at halftime, no problem.
So on a chilly Sunday night, after the 1 o'clock slate ended and the start of the 4 o'clock slate for the NFL, Sterling and Harrison here battling it out for the state title. Again, this would be Harrison's 26th state title compared to Sterling's 2nd if they could win. Sterling, we don't see them in this spot very often. Only a school that graduates about 150 to 200 every year, and athletically, a lot of these kids play a lot of sports throughout, the year of Sterling. Camardo, a 3-sport athlete when it comes to soccer, basketball, and baseball.
And when we talk to the fans at Harrison, I've talked to some former coaches, they are a soccer school. They are known as being soccer.
And I'd say we are that too, but on a much smaller scale to Harrison.
Absolutely. Tarkill and what they've done for this program at Sterling has been tremendous. Coach K, all that he does with the young kids, Coach Marley's, all he does with the young kids. That's why we have a consistently strong upper-level soccer program at Sterling.
But as I was mentioning, a lot of these kids double sports. Bright John with soccer in both track seasons. Reich the same as Whitehall applying pressure to Hussein on the outside here. He gets this one back to Carranza, back to Hussein, back to Carranza. Carranza getting this one towards the middle to separate the him and Hussein connection, and Jaite plays it back to Hussein. Back to Jaite. Back to Carranza. Getting doubled here by both Sterling sophomores. Well played there by Ethan Weitzel. Substitution will be made.
Good hustle, though. Again, not allowing any penetration, just being a pain in the backside. Really well done so far by the Knights. They still got us kill about 7 minutes of this first half.
Esteban Alvarez enters the game here for Harrison. Jaide plays it back in the defensive line. Gets it over to the outside. Sterling playing a little bit of passive game here, but this one crossed in. Well redirected by Sterling. Hussein gets this one back at his foot. Plays it over to Alvarez, who's fresh into this one. Alvarez looking to advance up the field. Great takeaway there by what looks like Ethan Weitzel, who's still keeping the aggression going there for Sterling, but
great job,
Carranza
Ethan.
ends that battle. And
that's what Sterling needs to do. It's these little things that are keeping him in the game. Very well done.
Jaite playing it along the far side. Great passing here by Harrison. Jaite cuts off Hussein. Wesley Reich staying on it. Gets a little bit of a pump fake there as Jaite trying to play it to the outside. This one hit back in. Sterling reeling, and that one kicked up too high.
Looked like Dean Collins got in the way there and helped to send that pass away, made him think about the way he shot it. But again, weather the storm.
A lot of alumni here for Harrison. If we look on our far right down here, they have a lot of their championship jackets from previous years.
Many of them. I mean, as you mentioned coming in, if you're just tuning in, they've won 25 state championships, and there's a bunch of the jackets representing different teams.
And Sterling has only won a single one, and a lot of those players are now either grandfathers or...
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 58. I'm class of 84, so let's add almost 10 years to that.
Yeah.
With the 76 class, 8 years.
So definitely grandfathers that have played at Sterling were the last time they won state championships.
kind of cool, too, that 72 team is being honored into our Hall of Fame the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, convenient timing.
One of our the first undefeated team in South Jersey.
Nice play there by Camardo. Connor Maynard trying to weave his way through a couple of defenders, trying to take it back, gets it over towards Blanco. Blanco looking to kick this one ahead for Camardo, also charging in is Bright John along that far side. Well played there by the Blue Wave. So 5 minutes remaining here in half number one. 1-1 the score. Connor Maynard scoring for Sterling and Carranza off of a penalty kick for Harrison.
And here comes Q Rosano into the game. He's been real trouble for the other team, especially as they get near the box. Very physical player.
Rosano, an annoying player, as I kind of coined him on the post game when I was mentioning him to Coach Marley's. A very annoying player, plays with a lot of emotion, a lot of aggression. Thrown down to the ground, there's a Sterling player, and it will be a free kick here for the Knights.
And that's the kind of thing Sterling needs. These are the kind of plays we at least have to get a quality shot off of.
So Jesus Blanco approaching the ball, one of three captains for Sterling, along with Camardo and Ortiz. But he's going to pass this one off towards Ethan Weitzel. As we mentioned, Mr. K has had a lot of success on his free kicks.
He had a great ball the last time.
Yeah, it caused a lot of trouble for both Harrison and Sterling. But now, Sterling with the size advantage in the box, which we don't see very often from a little bit of a smaller team apart from a few players, as the whistle blows, both arms raised. And Weitzel kicks this one in. A good ball looking for the back post. Ortiz hits this one down. Oh, that's Bright John, and he can't get enough of it.
Bright just missed it. Anthony was down at the 10-yard line of football with his hands in the air. I'll tell you what, Bright John had a great scoring opportunity there.
I actually thought that was Ortiz. That's someone we see crash the back post a lot, but I was pump faked with my eyes there, and it was Bright John. But that one was a close one for Sterling. And again, those free kicks, super dangerous. And if I'm Harrison coach, I'm making sure they don't get much more of those.
Sterling's making them count, too.
So 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to play here in half number one. 1-1 the score between Harrison and Sterling in the state finals. This one kicked forward, well played by Camardo. Camardo controls it and gets it back into the defensive line. Well played there by Camardo. Bright John turns this one over, hits off the ref. I think they're going to say it's a dead ball in possession of Harrison.
Tell you what, Sterling defensively have done a good job wreaking havoc and keeping Harrison out of the flow of the offense that they want. I guess we're getting a drop kick here.
Time is ticking. Actually, possession will be awarded to Sterling, much to the unsatisfaction of Pedro Barreto Race.
Ooh, big collision. We're going to get a free kick at midfield.
So as Mr. K mentioned, a free kick at midfield. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play here in half number one. Collins is going to be the one to kick this one away here for Sterling. Collins going to get set to his liking, probably taking his time here, knowing that time is ticking down in half number one. 2 minutes and 10 seconds the clock officially reads as he raises the arm. Kind of pump fakes the arm raise there as we're just approaching 2 minutes. Collins kicks this one. 2 minutes officially read, looking for Bright John in the box, played by a couple of Harrison players. Carson Wiley getting in on the mix. This one bounces out towards Rosano. Rosano with Jai T on his back, trying to put a move on. That one deflects off of Jai T, and it will be a throw in here for Sterling. Rosano taking his time, looking to scan the field here. 1 minute and 43 left. Rosano throwing this one back to Max Bleem. Bleem pops this one up.
That was a tough hop for him there in that kick.
This one plays back towards Blanco. And over as Max Bleem comes on the ball, kicks this one forward. Sterling still trying to keep this pressure on. A nice pass, which was looking for Connor Maynard, just goes right over his foot. Back to Jaite, and now moving up the field is Harrison with 1 minute and 20 to go. Max Bleem looking to cut this one off, does a good job of doing so, but now moving up is the leading scorer, Frank Barrera. Barrera trying to trickle his way through a couple of defenders. Whistle blows, and it will be a free kick here for Harrison. Time winding down with just about 1 minute left to play.
Good job of Sterling to run interference on that. Now they're going to stop the clock for a second.
Barrera is going to get sent off.
Looks like a knee he's grabbing.
Yeah, physical play between him and a couple of Sterling players.
And it's good here to get a little breather. I hope that young man's okay, but at least settles the game down a little bit as the young man is down with his knee.
Harrison limping off with quite a mighty limp. 20 goals, 5 assists, 45 points on the year for the senior, and he is moving very slowly in this big game.
Could be a big factor in this game. I guess if you're a Flyers fan, you'd say a lower leg injury there.
Right.
lower leg injury.
Oh, I thought there was an incoming disc coming towards my.
No, not at all. It's just that's.
So the whistle blows. This one gets kicked over to Jaite. Jaite moving along the far side, gets roughed up a little bit by Ethan White, so it'll be another free kick here for Harrison. 52 seconds read on the clock. Jaite moving the ball out, getting ready. This one gets played inside the box, gets into a couple of Harrison players. This one takes a shot on goal, blocked there by Sterling. Another opportunity. Great save there by Travis Schmid. Number one, making the number one biggest save of the game so far, as we are just under 30 seconds left to play here in half number one.
He did a great job of holding his position, holding his ground, and he's a big dude. It's going to take a lot to get one by him. Covers a lot of ground.
17, 16, 15 read on the clock as Harrison's looking to get this one back in. Nicely played there by Ortiz. 10 seconds read. This one gets hit off the head of Bright. John Camardo slips Harrison trying to move up the field. 5, 4, and it looks like that'll do it as hit to the ground as Jesus Blanco, but it won't matter much anyway, as that will be the official end to half number one. So Connor Maynor scores the first for Sterling. Carranza scores the second for Harrison. 1-1 the score, and we'll be right back at you with some second half action in the Group 2 state finals. So again, a 1-1 score. Connor Maynor with the first goal, and then Carranza to net one for Harrison. Harrison will start with possession as it's getting a little bit chillier outside, and I'm joined here by Mr. K. Mr. K, what are your thoughts on half number two?
Well, first of all, 10 minutes isn't enough to make it to the school to use the men's room. Sterling's where they want to be right now. 1-1, halftime, fighting along. This is exactly where they want to be.
So Harrison seems like they're ready. Sterling seems like they're ready. Super fans and the Harrison student section alike getting loud, and we're getting ready here for half number two, and we're just kicked off. 1-1 the score here in the state finals between Sterling and Harrison. So Harrison is going to play this in their defensive line for a little bit. Carranza getting this one back. Played well here by the Blue Wave. Gets it back to Jaite. Yusuf Jaite getting it back towards the middle. And then to the outside. Slow movements here by Harrison to start. Harrison getting it back over to Jaite. Jaite getting it over towards Race. Race gets taken down by Rosano and the whistle blows.
It's amazing the history of this Harrison team. I had a chat in the mention with the man who was on their 75 state championship team.
Wow.
I mean, that's how far back they go. It's pretty interesting to watch, but again, if you're Sterling, this is where we wanted to be. Literally 1-1, second half, playing very well.
But in the defensive line, Harrison's just going to control for right now. Gets it back over to Race. Race getting pressure here by Rosano. Gets it past Rosano. Rosano's looking to come back. And he kicks this one forward for Connor Maynor, who's using a lot of speed to try and get past Jaite.
Ooh.
Jaite roughing him off the ball, but Connor Maynor still chugging along. Jaite with a nice play, and this one cleared away by Harrison. They get this one up. Alvarez looking to get past Collins. Collins has to hustle back. Ortiz facing Alvarez. Alvarez faces Collins, and Collins makes the great defensive play.
You might get by Collins once. You're not getting by him twice. Dean, nice job to recover.
Esteban Alvarez doing a good job there, as it will be a throw in here for Harrison, and there's an injured Harrison player down that looks like Barreto Race.
It's amazing. I had to almost sprint back here to be back here. I am winded. Somebody almost said to help me up the steps here. Don't get old, Dan, all right?
I'm going to try not to.
You better not.
I think
I'll check on you.
Ben had to use the restroom, too. He came up here in just the nick of time.
Did you make it? Thumbs up? No, he didn't. See, I went into the building. That's what took me a while. Yeah, there was a long line at the porta potties.
So Barreto now out. Coming into the game is Fabio Fala. This one's taken towards the middle by Samoya. Jaite in the face of Whitehall. Back to Solano. Solano gets it back from Carranza. Solano taking this one out, getting it back to the defense. Ruda kicking this one over. Still playing it here is the Blue Wave. Good cycle to start here as we're just under 2 minutes to play, or 2 minutes into the second half. This one gets over to Carranza. Charging it is Rosano. Rosano applying pressure here to Carranza. Rosano has the considerable size advantage, but Carranza with a lot more speed.
Wiley's one of the bigger ones, too, in the middle of the field.
This one gets played over to the far side. Bright John there applying pressure. This one crossed in towards the outside. Finds the put of Solano. Solano looking to kick this one in. Well played there by Sterling once again. Harrison applying pressure so far, doing a good job of doing so. Jaite moving in between a couple of Sterling players. Great play there by Rosano. Jaite moving up. Pump fake again. Sterling not getting fooled. Jaite looking to cross this one in. He's going to take this one to the corner. Sterling needs to stay disciplined here. This would be a big foul. That one kicked out. Well played there by Rosano. It'll be a throw in here for Harrison. Pincone tosses this one into Carranza. Carranza playing it to his strong foot. Pump fakes out Rosano. He's moving towards the box. Moving around the outside. Carranza looking to take a shot. Well saved there by Travis Schmid. And that Harrison long methodical drive comes to a close.
Yeah, you don't mind trying to save a ball like that where you're going towards the far side of the field and you have to kick it back against the grain. That makes it for an easier shot to save for Travis Schmid.
So Travis Schmid kicks this one in towards the middle. Weitzel looking like a runaway bull in the middle there, but can't get to it. This one gets played over to Pincone. Pincone towards Solano. Solano back to Carranza. Carranza getting this one towards the middle. Back to Salone. Carranza. Getting this back to Pincone. They get it to that far side. As Camardo applies pressure, but this one gets back to Ruda. Ruda moving up, getting this one back to Carranza. Carranza has some room to go. Ethan Weitzel applying pressure. Weitzel slips. The crowd ooh and ahhing over Carranza's moves.
He may have stepped on his foot. I couldn't tell.
This one gets back to Ruda. Slow here by Harrison to start, limiting the mistakes being made. Sterling probably doesn't have a big problem with this, as they're not really getting anywhere. They're just containing them towards the outside.
Yeah, just kind of probing the outside. Sterling is, allowing for that outside play, but they're not allowing it inside at all.
I spoke with Jesus Blanco one time, and sometimes the best defense is no defense, and it's kind of what we're seeing right here as this one gets kicked in. Well played there by Ortiz. He recovers, trying to kick this one out. This one hit back in by Harrison. Harrison with a big opportunity. Well played there by Sterling to keep that one in as well.
That was Bleem.
Max Bleem with a big play there. And just as I was mentioning, the best defense is no defense. Sterling has to play some defense there, but Bleem with a big play. So Solano now kicking this one back, and Harrison has to regroup. Ruda passing this one up to the outside. This one getting taken by Pincone. Pincone getting this one back to Ruda, who seems like the quarterback of this whole Harrison offensive drive.
But the middle field is clogged with white shirts.
Yeah. This one crossed in. Travis Schmid comes off his line, and he makes the save. I think Harrison definitely getting a little frustrated here. They're not moving much, and Sterling doing a great job of just containing the middle of the field.
Travis almost over-pursued that ball, but luckily with his tallness was able to pull that in.
That one hitting off the chest of Camardo. He can't field it, and now it gets right back onto the foot of Carranza.
And that's what Sterling has to get a little better at now. Once they get the goalie to make the save, they have to find a way to transfer it into some offense.
Correct.
I don't know how, but that's what they got to figure out what to do.
Solano kicking this one over to Jaite. Jaite playing this one at his feet, trying to juke out Jesus Blanco. Jaite taking this one back, getting this one over. This one well played here by Harrison. Pincone getting this one over to Jaite. Skips past his foot, gets over to Carranza. Hit down is Carranza, no call. And now Connor Maynor moving with pace. Connor Maynor moving up the field.
Free kick.
It's going to, nope, no whistle.
Oh, I thought it was. I'm sorry.
He pointed to it, but I don't think there was anything to come out of it. And now moving back up the field is Harrison. Well played there by Anthony Ortiz, back onto the foot of Connor Maynor. Maynor turning and firing, looking for Jason Camardo. A nice ball that is going to find the foot of Camardo. Bright John moving up the field, can't get it to him. Camardo trying to peel away. Great defense there by Harrison.
This is trouble when they're moving.
Yeah, Harrison now moving with pace. This is trouble. Ortiz comes off his line. A great play by the veteran defender, all South Jersey for a reason. Big number 7, making a huge play.
That could have been a breakaway if he didn't do that.
So now we regroup. Harrison ticking time off this clock as well. We're 7 minutes down here in half number 2 so far. Solano facing Carson Wiley, gets it back over to Carranza. Carranza back to Solano. Solano moving up the field, getting it to the far side. Carranza's open on this close side. He's waving his arm, but Ruda is going to go back to the middle. Pressure applied here by Weitzel, and this one gets back over to the far side. Slow play here as we're just approaching 8 minutes down here in half number 2. 1-1 the score.
Defense is Sterling's specialty there, and they're doing it well.
Jaite facing Blanco. Puts a nice move on number 16. Jaite cutting towards the net, trying to chip this one in. Great play there by Carson Wiley. And Sterling gets it out once again, looking for Connor Maynor. They can't get anything started once again, so Carranza plays at his foot. Rosano trying to get a little bit of aggressive there. Sterling trying to recover there. Great defense there by Carson Wiley. Wiley getting physical with it. Camardo getting this one out towards Connor Maynor. Now Maynor has the ball, trying to get it taken away there is Harrison. And it's going to be a free kick awarded to Harrison.
Good effort by Maynard, just lost his speed, and that's what lost his footing, I should say, and that's what led to the foul.
I think Harrison, did they already get it started? Or
They did. We're rolling.
So we are rolling here as Carranza plays it as his foot. Carranza looking towards the middle. That one hits off of Bleem, and that one just almost gets to the foot of Estevan Alvarez. It'll be a corner kick here for the Blue Wave.
You had a good look at it from our angle, and had Bleem not got his head on it, that probably was going to be a goal.
Unless a remarkable save there by number 1, but even then, I think that would have been pretty tough for Trev.
Yeah, that would have been like a touch, boom, one direction to the other. There's some pushing going in front of the net right now. Referees coming in. I don't know if you can see it in front of the net. There were two guys grabbing each other.
It looks like Carson Wiley, and I cannot see who the, looks
13.
like number 17, I think.
Okay.
That would be Timor Hussein.
See, they're still
no, it's 13. You're right.
Yeah, here we go. They're still doing
Joey
it.
Pincone. This one played towards Carranza. Looked like Sterling lost track of Carranza. Carranza put a shot on goal. That one just missed the far post.
May have an offside to that as well. So, yeah, I think, let's see, unless we're getting, no, I guess goal kick, sorry.
Wesley Wright getting subbed out on the field here for Connor Maynor.
But again, if you're watching this last 10 minutes, Sterling's fine with this. They're looking for they're going to counter punch with a small opportunity, but they're anchoring out the middle of the field, letting that perimeter passing go.
Ortiz kicks this one. A low sailing shot looking for the foot of Rosano. Rosano plays it back towards Collins. Collins has to make a quick decision and just skies this one back towards midfield. Played well here by Harrison, but falls right to the foot of Camardo. Camardo looking for Bright John. John using his speed to his advantage, trying to get past the Harrison defender. John playing it at his foot, getting roughed up from behind. Great playing there by Harrison. John trying to get the ball back. That one cleared away by the Blue Wave. Bleem settles it, winds up, kicks, looking towards Ethan Weitzel. Tries to get it back over towards Rosano. That one taken away by Carranza. Reich on the side, takes him down. Reich not happy about it, but it will be a free kick coming here for the Blue Wave. So now Solano taking this one to Carranza. Carranza getting pressured here by Ethan Weitzel. Turns away from him. Great footwork there by Carranza.
That's an understatement. That was well done.
Back in the midfield we go. So we're just under 11 minutes into half number 2. Harrison gets it over to Jaite. Jaite playing this one into the middle. Solano. That's Alvarez back to Jaite. This one cleared away by Sterling.
They were too close to one another. That's why Sterling was able to get to it.
Jaite has the ball at his foot. Big number 7. Getting pressured by a couple of Sterling players. Gets it back out to Pinko. This one played back to Jaite. Solano at his foot, trying to take a shot on goal. That one's just going to go wide into the hands of Travis Schmidt.
Sterling going to take their time, set things up. Now, this is where you'd like to see if there's a way you can get across midfield and create any kind of offense. But don't force it, though.
With pressure, sends this one away here, looking for Wesley Reich.
Perfect.
Reich moving with a lot of speed, facing Jaite, who also has a lot of speed. Reich pushes him down. It will be a foul called on Wesley Reich.
I tell you what, I'm just going to make a statement. If that was the last game you play, what do you think would have been happening right there? I think that would have been a card if that was the last game. With
We
what
saw
had.
a plethora of cards the last game. I think 9 total.
I think this referee's letting them play.
Yeah,
and that,
which is nice.
Who does that help? It helps
Sterling.
Sterling because we're a more physical team.
But it is much nicer to watch as well, Mr. K. We had a plethora of cards last year. I want to say 9 total.
There were 9, and with some ejections with it. And so far, this ref is letting them play both sides, and
Which I appreciate.
it helps Sterling.
But I
we're
also
physical.
think it's just much better for the game. It lets the game breathe a little bit, and it's not so like cut, if a clean cut, if that makes sense. These players can have the freedom to play both sides.
I hear you.
And while Sterling is the more physical team, a lot of the times the less physical teams tries to take them down, and that gives them a little bit more freedom as well. But you are right, Mr. K. That is Sterling's game.
Yeah, we're the physical team. This is what we want, so let the physical play continue.
So this one gets played towards the far side. Harrison looking to play this one. Reich applying pressure. Ruda has it back at the center back spot. Kicks this one across the field to Pincon. Nicely played as he gets it over the head of Rosano. Gets it back to Solano. Solano with a nice pass. Fancy passing here by Harrison, but Sterling kind of intercepts the one major pass as Carson Wiley tries to get a touch on that one. And I think Harrison, as cool as this fancy footwork is, it didn't really bring them anywhere. They're right back at square one again.
They're trying. They've got the. That's just got to be careful. It doesn't lead to a break. That's
and while this fancy footwork is very pretty for Harrison, they look great doing it. It put them right back at square one.
Well, they're just probing right now. They're probing. They're waiting for a mistake. Waiting for a mistake. Waiting for a mistake. So far, Sterling's holding.
Yeah. Sterling, a rather disciplined team. Even though they're scrappy, they don't do a lot of crazy things that get them in some deep trouble. Especially that defensive line. They are rock solid.
Yeah, defense is the name of the Sterling game.
Weitzel step here with Jaite. He tries to get past Weitzel and Rosano, but that won't happen. Whistle blows, and possession is going to go in favor of Sterling.
Official didn't like something there. Now here's a chance again for Sterling. Try and carry a little bit of offense here.
So 14 minutes down here in half number 2. 1-1 the score. Maynor for Sterling, Carranza for Harrison off of a penalty kick. That tied the game up. Sterling scored first. Camardo went in on a breakaway, missed, and then it bounced right back out for Connor Maynor, and he made no mistake in burying it. Finally have some hand warmers up in the booth, so that feels good for myself and Benjamin Nicholas, but now I'm taking it up the field is Pincon. Pressured here by Rosano. Rosano doing a good job of keeping that pressure, but he gets it out to Alvarez. Alvarez facing the Carson Wiley. This one gets into the box. Coming out is Schmid, and Schmid is going to play it.
You got to be careful here,
getting
Anthony.
a little shovey with a player. Time stops.
All right, the referee's coming in here. You might see something here. They're still talking.
So I'm not necessarily sure what. And Anthony Ortiz, a very clear-minded guy. He kind of just plays the game. He loves playing the game. We don't see him do that all the time. And so there had to be some prior thing that caused Anthony Ortiz to do that. Maybe the late charge in on Schmidt.
Yeah, Travis didn't like it either. Now, Anthony's got to kind of walk away, I think, here and just play. Luckily, no cards given there.
That was something. And the way Anthony Ortiz threw him down could have been.
I'm telling you, that would have been a card in the last game we played.
Correct. That would have been a red, Mr. K.
Could have been.
And that's our red that could have had if Anthony Ortiz had any more games in high school left. That would have got him suspended for 3 games.
Yep. Well, this is it. So that part doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. I'm just saying on the grand scheme of things.
Yep. And that would carry over to next year if you're an underclassman, I believe, as well.
I think you're correct. So the foul is called on that far side on Harrison.
But what kind of game is this right now?
This
is
game.
a Sterling stop and start.
I think
stop and start. This is the game Sterling wants.
Harrison is a very flashy and very talented team. Sterling a lot more on the scrappier side, and it's gotten to a lot of these much more talented teams. It got to West Deptford. It got to Robbinsville last game, and it got to Haddonfield in the finals. Whistle blows on Camardo.
It can be frustrating as Jason gets called for a push from behind. If you're used to scoring and playing in space and Sterling more or less is offering a brick wall resistance, it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Look at this hustle play.
Weitzel in a sea of blue. This one played on the outside. Collins kicks this one back in. This one gets trapped in the foot of Blanco. Blanco peeling. looking for an outlet, gets pressured from behind. It's going to be a turnover. Jaite playing in the face of Camardo. Pretty similar score to the last game that was played here on this field. Haddon
Nice
Township.
ball.
That's a nice ball there to Jaite. Jaite looking to cross, facing a lot of Sterling players, trying to weave himself in between a couple of them. Does. And they say play on.
Tell you what, Dean Collins is jawing with the linesman right now. Linesman giving him some stuff back.
There is a lot of tension building here at Franklin High School. The Group
Nice
2
shot.
finals. This is a nice shot. Great save there by Travis Schmid.
Ho, 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 ho.
My goodness, what a shot, but what a save by number 1.
He can sit in that net as long as he wants. That was ticketed for a goal. Very well done by Schmid.
So tension's building here as Harrison is going to take this corner kick. It's going to be Carranza. Schmid with a remarkable save right there. The feet stopping. Harrison on their feet. Sterling on their feet as well. Carranza with the biggest kick of the game. Kicks this one towards the far post. Finds Harrison player in the sea of blue. That one's going to go in, and he scores! The grade 8, Joel Ruda. And Harrison has taken the lead.
You could almost sense that coming with that stuff around the 6-yard line. Harrison's been putting the pressure on as the young man poses for a camera. Now we're going to see what Sterling's made of. If there's a team that can respond, it's the Sterling Knights. They still have 23 minutes to go. Unlike the game we saw before us, Danny, the goal happened with 1.5 minutes to go. So 23 minutes to go, still a lot of time. Stay with your game. Keep playing hard. Again, if I'm Sterling, not a problem. Still got 23 minutes to go. Stay with what you know best. We're not at the point where you have to force anything yet.
So what a moment for Harrison. 23 minutes to play here in half number 2. This one kicked up. Sterling needs to start the offense. They need to start it now as they sub back in Connor Maynor. Connor Maynor battling along that far side. This one cleared away by Harrison.
All right, now you can have Travis here try and set something up. Again, there's a ton of time left in this game.
Yep.
When you hit the 10-minute mark, that's when you say, okay, tactics change. You still got 12 minutes to even get to that point.
So Sterling, this is the second time they needed to come back from behind in this playoffs. The first time was last game against Robbinsville, where they took an early 1-0 disadvantage and had to come back and score 2. Now this one's later in the game, and they're down by 1, needing to score 1 to try and force overtime and 2 to win.
Here we go.
Turnover here by Connor Maynor. Hustling back to the ball is Harrison. Connor Maynor still battling along the far side. Falling is Harrison.
If Harrison thinks this is going to be an easy 22 minutes, they are sadly mistaken. These kids rise to the occasion.
Walter's getting warmed up along the close sideline as Quentin Rosano's going to toss this one in here for Sterling. He backs up on the track. Juggles the ball in his right hand, scanning the field. Sterling crowding in. Bleem's the only one staying back here for the Knights. Takes a hop, skip, and throws it. Looking for Connor Maynor. This one hits off of a Harrison player. They pop this one out. Ortiz getting pressured by a couple of players here. Getting it out towards Dean Collins. Collins settling it on his left foot, and he gets tackled aggressively. I think a card is bound to come out here, and there's a yellow. Alvarez.
Yeah, you would have thought if there was going to go yellow card early, it would have been Sterling. But again, this is the kind of stuff that Sterling relishes. This is their kind of game.
So Alvarez gets sent off there with a yellow card. Definitely, I think this is not trying to do a Sterling bias thing here, but I think that was worthy.
Oh, that was absolutely a card. There's no doubt. And you did it right in front of the Sterling bench.
Barreto Race comes into this game here. Collins to take the free kick after he was just knocked down a few moments ago.
So the wind blows from this side to the far side. He can't over-kick it to the far post. He wants to go more towards the middle and have the wind blow it to the far post.
Whistle blows. Collins, left-footed shooter. Nice ball, just to the outside post. This one hit back in by Ortiz. The whistle blows for offsides nevertheless, and it will be a free kick here.
But you could almost see it right there. See how the wind pushed that way further away from the net. A good effort, but the wind really pushed on it. But again, Sterling no panic mode yet, hanging in there.
So we're just approaching halfway nevertheless here of half number 2.
And this is where the forwards can give you some help, because if the backline defenders of Harrison want to take their time, this is where you can come at them and force some action.
Little low-sailing ball right there. Rosano trying to salvage it. He keeps it in. Camardo plays it. Camardo weaving his way through a couple of defenders, getting pressure, trying to send it towards the back post where it's Ethan Weitzel. Weitzel looking to corral this ball with a man in his face, trying to turn the other way. He gets taken down. Whistle blows! Free kick coming here for the Knights.
Good job of shielding his body, and all the player from Harrison could do was foul him. Now get your 10 yards.
Much to the displeasure of some of the alumni here at Harrison and the student section as well. So Weitzel, Mr. K, as we mentioned, this guy's a dangerous free kick. Hasn't resulted in a goal yet for Sterling, but definitely dangerous opportunities.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to shoot on net here looking for the pass, but he could hook one in here with the way the wind's blowing.
So he kicks it, looking for the far post. That one's in! It's in! Sterling has scored. Ethan Weitzel, how do you do? We are tied.
Kind of what I thought he'd do. I didn't think he'd go at the net, but you could see he could hook that in the top corner, and he did it.
He notches his first of the season, and not a bigger one he could have gotten there for the Knights.
Got to make your opportunities count. They did. We're tied, just under 20 minutes to play in this game.
The kid, Ethan Weitzel. Mr. K couldn't have called that one any better.
It was set up perfectly for Sterling, where the ball was, where the wind hooks. It's up to him to kick it, and he kicked it perfect.
So, Mr. K, I mean, we would have thought you had a script to this one. The way you've commentated this game so far, you said this would not be an easy 20 minutes for Harrison, and it showed right there. Sterling gets back on the board. We are tied here at 2. Ethan Weitzel, what a legend.
I mean, this team has proven when the chips are down, they play harder.
Wow.
And again, it's just will and guts. That's all we're talking about, your guts. What do you have?
So now moving up is Jaite. Jaite weaving his way, trying to push his way past George Walters, who just got newly subbed on. Jaite trying to cross towards the middle. Nicely played there by Ortiz. It's going to find the chest of Connor Maynor. 3 against 1 here. Connor Maynor is waiting for the Cavalry, looking to send it along the far side. And there's big old Quentin Rosano chugging along. Quentin Rosano trying to get to the ball first, and he does not.
Good effort, though, to try and get it to him. See, Sterling's used to playing in a game like this. I'll say it again. This is the kind of game Sterling wanted.
So now Pincone gets the ball, 13 rushing on him, and he's number 13. Carranza playing. The ball moving along this close sideline. Carson Wiley has to be careful not to foul. Slipping and falling there is Carranza. Also coming in is George Walters. No foul. It'll be a throw in here.
Sterling played it cleanly. Well, Wiley wants to help him. Again, they're just playing hard. I don't think there was a foul there. And you had a referee and a linesman both
right
10 yards away from it.
I do agree with that. Checking this game now. There's a new Harrison player checking in, as my J.com sheet didn't say. Connor Maynor approaching the near sideline. Looks like Wesley Reich is subbed into this game for Sterling. 18 minutes read the clock as Harrison took the lead, their first lead of the game, off of a nice corner kick into a goal there by Joel Ruda, but then Sterling came right back with a nice shot by Ethan Weitzel, perfectly placed, and now this one's sent up for Wesley Reich, and look at him fly, Mr. K. Wesley Reich applying pressure to this back line, almost got to it.
Play.
He got kicked in the head.
They're still playing.
They're still playing. Wesley Reich got kicked in the head. No whistles blown yet. Reich is still down.
What makes it tough? Oh, now you're 2 men down.
You got to be kidding me.
He's back on his feet. He's hustling back.
Well, he needs to with all this happening. Collins kicking this one back. Wesley Reich back on his feet. Moving after he got hit in the head with Jaite. Trying to apply pressure here. Wesley Reich still chugging along. Nice turnover there by Sterling. The tensions are building here in the state finals. I can't believe you don't blow the whistle there.
I think the problem you had with that, you've got a referee trailing about 40 yards behind the play.
Linesman right over
and
there.
The linesman was actually trailing behind the play, too. It got up there so quick.
Wesley Reich got hit in the face.
He did.
With the cleat.
He did.
That's pretty.
He did.
We try not. I'm not trying to be as Sterling biased here, but he got hit in the face with the cleat. I feel like there should have been.
It looked like a dangerous play.
Correct. But
it wasn't.
As the great saying always says, the show must go on. And now moving up the field here is Harrison. Back down on the ground here is Wesley Reich. The kid is taking bullets almost, and this one kicked ahead. Jaite plays it well.
He might as well just go down.
This one falls back on the foot of Carson Wiley. Reich is still down on the ground. The whistle finally blows. Time stops.
He's grabbing the back of his neck. I don't know if he's got – I don't even want to speculate, but he's been – the whole time, he's been grabbing the back of his neck. Here comes our trainer, Mr. Klink. And you worry about a young man or a young woman in any sport when they're grabbing up at their head.
Yeah. So Reich down after – physical altercation, well, not altercation, but a physical collision that resulted in him getting hit in the head. And a lot of the times, Mr. K, I stay as professional as possible and not really talking about the rest, but you got to blow the whistle. You have to. And that's a head injury. And that could put a kid in danger. It's not what we want to see. So Reich slowly getting back to his feet. Connor Maynard subbed on the field along with the last goal scorer, Ethan Weitzel. So both the goal scorers getting back on the field here for the Knights. What a crazy moment. What a shot by Ethan Weitzel, too. I mean, you couldn't have put that in a better spot. Just put it past the senior Francisco Apollo.
Well, Sterling knows they're not going to get many opportunities, and they have to capitalize, and they did there. That was outstanding. Hysterical for me up here.
So now moving up the field is Harrison. Nicely kicked away there by Collins. Jaite Field gets the ball back on his foot. Facing Ethan Weitzel as pressure. Sterling doing a good job of kind of doing a little triangle around the ball carrier. Nice fancy move there. Doesn't really go anywhere. Solano plays it back to Jaite. Solano looking towards the far side of the field for what looked like Vergeret. This one intercepted by Carson Wiley. Played back on the foot of Quentin Rosano, looking to advance Jason Camardo, trying to outspeed the other player, but could not.
It's like we're getting a breath in this game right now. Everything's calming down. At
the moment, at least. We saw it calm down at the start of this half, and then capitalizing on the opportunity was Harrison. An entanglement on the side leads to an out-of-bounds ball, so it'll be a Harrison throw-in.
As we get to this 15-minute mark in this game, again, this is an area that Sterling is comfortable with. I don't know how comfortable this Harrison team is. They usually are used to playing well ahead in their games. They had a tight one here in their semifinal game, but Sterling's used to these games. This is the kind of game they wanted.
This is the fourth straight tight game for Sterling. Had a tight game against West Deptford, a tight game against Haddonfield, a tight game against Robbinsville, and yet again, we're stuck here at this constant streak with the boys soccer team of giving myself and Mr. K a mini heart attack every time they play. But now out to the outside is Harrison. They look to cross this one into a sea of white. Well played by Sterling, but it will be a corner kick here for Harrison.
Yeah, they got their heads up in there to deflect it from going into the net, but unfortunately went out of bounds, so chance to set up the corner.
Harrison scored on their last corner kick. It's going to be Carranza once again. Excuse me, that's not Carranza. I cannot see the number. It's number 17, so that is Timur Hussein. Scored on the last one where he was kicking. Hit off the head of Ruda. So he gets ready, he winds up, a nice kick, looking for the inside of the box, gets into a white and a blue jersey. This one kicked out by Sterling, greatly defended. Now moving like the speed of sound is Connor Maynard. Blanco kicking this one ahead. No offsides is called, so Connor Maynard battling with two players. Corrals it, getting it back over to Jason Camardo, who tries to get it past Jaite. Greatly played there. So now moving back up the field is Harrison. Now moving is Carranza. Carranza with John on his back. John falls. Carson Wiley getting physical. No call. Hussein to the outside. There's an injured player for Harrison. This one hit up for Sterling. Back down between a sea of a couple bodies. This one gets on the foot of Harrison. A shot on Schmidt, and he saves it.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Just happened to kick it right at Travis there. But, man, they are battling for every bounce. 13
minutes to play here.
Regulation.
In regulation. If we go into My goodness, Mr. K. We're in an away game and we're going into overtime again. Is this the 5th game now?
This would be,
if we went in?
Yeah, we're used to this.
So the 5th straight game for me and Mr. K, if this goes into overtime, where we have gone to an away stream and it's gone into overtime. Yep. No, 4th straight, I think. No, wait.
4, yeah.
It doesn't even matter. A lot of streams.
Let's score before then. How's that
Please.
sound?
We got an Eagles game to catch, ladies and gentlemen. Birds playing the Rams on Sunday Night Football tonight. Quite excited. So now Harrison playing this one at around center field, getting it back to the outside. This one played back in. Applying pressure here is Camardo. He's hit down, no call. Cutting in the field now is Harrison. They're moving with pace. This one gets back towards the middle. Bright John intercepts, and he's going to take this one back for the moment.
Has time.
John kicks this one away. Straight back to a Harrison defender. And this one gets back to midfield. So 12 minutes left to play here in half number 2 or regulation. This one goes out of regulation. We'll have 2 10-minute halves, golden goal style. And then if we don't get into there, then it will go into penalty kicks. So this one sent forward here for Connor Maynard. That one gets hit away from him. Jaite playing this one at his foot. Has a man to his left and his right. This one hit the other way and going to go across the field. Harrison playing it at around the 30. They get this one in. Good scoring opportunity. Gets it over to Jaite, who has some room. Jaite looking to take a shot on goal. That one goes wide.
Tell you what, that was 30 yards out, but he had a lot of mustard on that one. That was not an easy ball to save if he gets that on net.
Good sign for Sterling as Wesley Reichside subs back into this game. Camardo and Rosano sub out.
That's
Walters
interesting.
Also enters.
Interesting sub. 2 sophomores in, 2 seniors out.
We've seen Camardo go out in these dying minutes of the game pretty often. I think maybe Sterling's looking for more of a defensive approach, maybe to take this into golden goal.
But what's interesting to me is 2 upperclassmen come out for 2 underclassmen.
Well, it shows the as you were mentioning before, but also mentioning before the development of some of these players. A lot of these kids coming from the Tark-Hill soccer team and being able to play in a state final, these big games against such a great team like Harrison, and in the final minutes of the game. So this one thrown in. Walters applying pressure on both players. Good play there by Walters, but a nice move by Harrison. This one gets back into midfield. Harrison looking to turn the tide. Nice play there by Carson Wiley, who's trying to send Connor Maynard up the field. This one played in the back line by Ruda. They get this one back towards the middle. Bright John applying pressure along with a couple other Sterling players. They get this one in the back line. We are just under 10 minutes to play here in regulation. Moving up the field is Jaite. Jaite cutting once again. Has Blanco in his face, getting this one back towards the middle. He's trying to cut towards the middle. Sterling playing his tight defense. This one bounces back out. Great play there by Jesus Blanco.
Oh, and he got hit from behind and went down.
Blanco down on the ground. No whistle yet. Sterling still trying to keep it going. Whistle finally blows.
That was well after he kicked the ball. He took a shot to the back. I'm assuming the ref didn't see it. I happened to catch it here, and that was not a pretty shot.
I didn't see it either.
Well, I mean, it was a good second and a half after he kicked it. He didn't see it coming.
Oh, and Coach Marley's running out on the field now. That's something we don't see very often. Coach Marley's a little bit more reserved a lot of the time, stays on the bench, and even when his players are down. And
sometimes the ref will call him out. The ref has walked away. He called him out, and I think Coach Marley's. And what's tough, when you take a shot to the back of the head, he didn't know it was coming. That's what makes it even tougher. It's one thing when you can see the accidents in front of you, you can kind of, brace yourself, but he did not see that one coming.
Now, Mr. K, I mean, you've watched soccer, stream soccer for a long time. Was it a cheapie?
I hate to say cheapie. I will say if it was the last game, that probably would have been a card if they saw it.
Harrison's going to start with possession. This one kicked back into the back line. Ruda plays it to the far side where it's Vergere. Vergere with a big shot looking towards the center. Well played there by Ortiz. Camardo has it at his foot. Can't settle it. This one's going to be taken away by Harrison. Good takeaway there by Sterling. Rosano looking towards the center of the field where Connor Maynard was there, but he could not get to it. Ruda, Jaite, back in the middle.
I can't imagine how tired Maynard and some of these guys are, the amount of full speed running they've done defensively today.
Yeah, and maybe even a little chilly. It's definitely gotten colder as time has went on.
Yes, it has.
Again, thank you to the super fans for giving Ben and I hand warmers. Mr. K, I'm sorry
That
I did
is
not
huge.
get you any.
I did not know that. My son's one of those super fans out there.
Well, he wasn't the one that gave it to me. It was Fallon Shinseki. So, Fallon, if you ever watch this game back, thank you very much.
Nice young lady, Fallon, from the girls soccer team.
Yeah. Fallon's the best. Thank you, Fallon. A lot of girls soccer girls representing here. Adriana Zazada, Tony Troilo, Ireland Kay, Maddie Sims, the brick wall on our girls soccer team, among the likes. Harrison now moving up the field. A nice pass over to Hussein, and now moving along the far side is Harrison. A nice ball. This one's going to get crossed in, but that one's just going to go straight out.
Good job to run him off in one of the Sterling defenders. I don't know if that was Bright John or not, but he helped cut down the angle and leads to the goal kick. We just need a ball to play. There it is. I'm so excited. I keep stepping on your cord,
Yeah,
Dan.
I know. It's messing me up, Mr. K.
I'm trying.
I'll move a little closer. So when I move to my right,
do your thing, man. I'll move out of the way. In case you know, the people at home, we are standing on the roof. The wind is blowing through us. So if we sound a little goofier than normal, that's probably why.
We are having a little bit of a goofy broadcast,
cold,
Mr. K. So now moving up is Quentin Rosana. That one hit towards Sterling backline. Carranza and Camardo battling. Rosano in to help. Camardo's going to get possession. This one, pinballing off of a couple of people, but gets back on the foot of Carranza.
We were back in that phone booth again, Dan.
Yep, back in the phone booth.
Real
7
tight.
minutes to play here in regulation. Jaite playing this one up, looking towards the middle where it's Race. Hit from behind. Ortiz does it, and it's going to be a free kick here for Harrison in a pretty good spot, just about 35 yards out.
If you're Sterling there, that was 5 yards away from the referee, so for him that's an easy call.
It's going to be Hussein the one to kick it. 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in regulation. A big kick for Hussein. For the state championship, I would say at this point, crowding the box is Harrison. Has Jaite next to him. Hussein kicks this one in. A nice ball looking for the front post. Schmidt comes off his line. He collides with the player. Whistle blows.
Oh.
Schmidt down. The player down.
That's two players going for a state title right there. Travis defending it and the Harrison player going at it. What a job by both of them, but especially Travis to have that ball go wide. Now Travis is hurt. Super fans not very happy with the calls there.
And
but
quite frankly, I'm not either.
Again, he's down there on the field. And, again, that's two guys going full speed at one another on a well-presented ball.
So if Schmid, in the unlikelihood, or maybe even the likelihood at this point, would have to check back out of this game, or it looks like he's coming up. Good job there by Travis Schmid to get back up on his feet.
Yeah, I think he's probably had 95% of the action in goal this year.
If he were to come out, it would be Kevin Henry, the sophomore, to check into this game. Someone who's going to be seeing a lot of action next year. Schmid's a senior, obviously. But scary moments there.
Yeah.
As the brick wall, who's just done so much for the Sterling team throughout the year, would have been out of this game. So this one hit up. Harrison speeding to it. Looks like Solano on that side. Being pressured here by Sterling. This one pass into the middle. Sterling players trapping the Harrison player. And now it's going to be Jaite. Take it up. Nice takeaway there by Camardo.
Ooh.
He gets roughhoused in the middle there, but no call. And now Harrison moving up the field. Slowing it down is Carranza, much to the displeasurement of the Harrison fans, but now it gets back on his foot. Carranza moving into the middle. Sterling needs to be careful. Carranza cutting towards the net. Nice takeaway there by Max Bleem.
Wow, great no panic by Bleem. Stopped it, took a step, made a nice clearance.
A lot of panic up here for me, Mr. K. Carranza, one of the better players for Harrison.
I almost had to come over and give you a hug. That was a tough one.
Max Bleem
Now we have another injured player.
A term I
here.
said a lot last year, calm, cool, and collected
He is.
in the box.
Referee says wait as we have a player down
And
on the
time
line.
stops once again. So 7:11, the official time here at Franklin High School. 5 minutes and 1 second to play in regulation. Again, if these two teams could not get it done in regulation, it's going to go into overtime. 2 10-minute halves. Golden goal is the way.
Coach Marley's just called over Q Rosano and was animate telling Q to tell them something. He's relaying the information right now. It's the only thing about soccer makes it tough. It's hard for the coach to.
Really?
Here we go.
Wesley Reich now moving along the far side, battling with Vergere. This one hit off of Vergere, so now Sterling's going to move up the field with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left.
It's hard for a coach to get in little things he can do. He can kind of help a little bit with guys on the sideline, but for the most part, you're in your own hands here. I don't know, Dan. We have this thing with these away games.
I can't do it anymore, Mr. K.
I think we're heading that way, Dan.
I really hope we don't. I can't do it anymore. It's the 4th time this has happened to us in one playoff run between the girls and the boys.
Well, this is where Sterling might be able to pull a little magic. We're in the magic area right now.
I thought Ben would be the difference maker, but he wasn't.
We went
Come
to the
on,
GOAT.
man.
He's here. We brought him out of retirement.
Yeah, but this is the magic time.
This is it. Can you get into the hat of tricks right now?
So this one tossed in by Bright John. Well read there by Harrison. Will be another throw in. 4 minutes read on the clock.
This is where you wish you had somebody who really, was his Bleem coming in?
Yes, and he's someone who can toss it.
That's what you need. You want to get something into the box. Maybe you can get a break, a bounce go a certain way.
Yeah. 3 minutes, 43 seconds read. Half number 2, Bleem. A mighty toss into the box, just as Mr. K said. Hits off of a couple players. Camardo settles it, looking for the back post. Wesley Wright coming in, trying to take a shot. That one can't go.
Good effort by Reich just to try to get something on it.
3 minutes and 28 seconds read. Half number 2. It would be the end of regulation if this hits double zeros. This is the last game of the day here at Franklin High School. There have been 4 games played today, Mr. K?
4, I believe. Yeah, this is the final of 4. There were girls' games for yesterday, all the public finals.
This game started approximately at 5:30, right after the Haddon Township boys lost to, I want to say,
Waldwick.
In a 2-1 loss.
And that goal that beat them scored with 1:36 remaining in the game.
And we're nearing that time as there's 2 minutes and 53 seconds left here in half number 2. Jaite kicking this one over. Nobody home for Sterling here as now Ruda is moving up the field. A nice pass over to Carranza. Carranza looking towards the middle. Another nice ball. Harrison with a big opportunity. They're trying to take a shot. It's Hussein. Hussein with the game on his foot. Kicks this one in. It's going to get to the far post. Travis Smith's going to come out, and he makes the collection. Oof.
I think there's been a couple times where Harrison's had a chance to just do one-timers, but they're stopping it and trying to do an extra kick, and it's cost them throughout this game.
Almost looks like the, I'm not gonna, Mr. K's going to get on me. Almost looks like the Flyers out there.
Hey.
They do a lot of that, and my dad can vouch that he'll listen back onto this. Wesley Reich speeding along the far side. Coming out of the goal is the goalie, Apollo.
He just got that inside the box, too.
So we're just approaching 2 minutes. 2 minutes left to play here in regulation, as the one and only Rob Strauss would say. The ball making the wind making the ball sail over a little bit as Carson Wiley had an opportunity on that one. He's trying to play physical along that side, trying to keep it in. That one's going to go out.
Great effort by Wiley. He went for that ball straight across the field, almost got it.
1 minute and 40 seconds read in regulation. Between these two teams, the away regulation, or the away overtime streak may continue for myself and Mr. K here.
Look out. Look
Charging
out.
in is Quentin Rosano, trying to say no way to that one. But Harrison maintains possession. Weitzel kicks this one up, looking for Connor Rayner. He gets
Push
shoved
from
in the back.
behind.
No call. Harrison maintains possession. Collins coming in from the back line. Kind of stutter steps. I don't think he expected to see no pressure. Now he kicks this one in.
I think that's a smart play, though. If he overcommits and they run down the field, they're without their left back. So smart
and
play.
Not only their left back, Dean Collins, of all people, who's one of the best. This one skied in. A charging Carranza meets Ortiz. Ortiz hits this one back to Schmidt. A nice play. All South Jersey, Anthony Ortiz.
No panic. Well done.
Ortiz kicking this one towards midfield. Wesley Reich charging in on the ball. This one gets back to Bright John. This one kicked ahead by Carson Wiley. Wesley Reich looks to play it. Physical play. Whistle blowed. 30
Saquon
seconds.
Barkley, who?
30 seconds remain.
Two
Sterling
players
needs
down.
to hustle.
All right, now they
And
go.
now they're going to stop the clock.
Back before your time, there was a game at Veterans Stadium against Washington. They called it the body bag game.
I've heard of it. My dad told me about that.
There are players falling all over, and that's what you get in situations like this. Players now.
Weitzel raises both arms. A nice ball. Gets it into the pile of blue and white. Trying to take a shot on goal here is Sterling. This one cleared away by Harrison. They have to move with about 20 seconds left. Weitzel back. And that's a solid play there by Ethan Weitzel to drain some clock. 13 seconds to play. They toss this one in the defensive line. Harrison looking to move up. This one crossed out by Carson Wiley. 7 seconds remain. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's it. So, Mr. K, our overtime streak continues. 2-2 the score after a couple of goals from both teams. 5 minutes will be the break, and we'll be right back at you with overtime action here at Franklin High School. Time approaches us, the dreaded overtime, as we're here up on the, I guess you could say, one of the roofs of the booth. And Mr. K, this is our, I think, 5th or 4th overtime together. And here's Ben, here's Mr. K, myself, Daniel Leakin, here at Franklin High School covering the state final. And I cannot believe we found ourselves in yet another overtime scenario.
It's where Sterling wants to be, folks. This is where they want to be. This is the kind of game we like to play.
I don't know. I'm
We
sick of
do.
these, Mr. K.
We
I don't
like-
like to play these games.
Just accept it. Take it. We like it.
So hearts beating this is where legends are made, Mr. K. These are the moments where you can really make or break a legacy. And as I mentioned, the first Sterling game they won, they played it on September 9th. Throughout the season, people went down with injuries. Max Bleem went down. Bright John was out for a while. Camardo, one of their biggest scorers, out for a while. And Anthony Ortiz was spotty throughout the season as well. They don't make the Coaches Cup. They don't win the division. They enter the playoffs as the 4 seed. They beat Cedar Creek. They beat Barnegat. They beat West Efforts in penalty kicks. They beat Haddonfield by 1 goal scored in the last couple of minutes. And then, through it all, they triumphed over the 21-2 Robbinsville Ravens by scoring a goal within the last couple of minutes with 2 men down. And now they have found themselves in an overtime scenario here against
So you're saying
Harrison.
we got them right where we want them with 11 on 11. We can 11 v 11. We can do this.
I'm going to throw up.
It's the state championship, folks. You can't play longer than we're playing tonight. Of course, we're going to go into overtime. Sterling tried to win their first state championship since back in 1976.
This group of seniors, if they were to do it, is the one to do it. Sterling with the super fans ready, Harrison with their fans ready. This, the biggest 20 minutes of Coach Marley's coaching career, of a lot of these kids' soccer career, awaiting the whistle to decide the fate. We're off in overtime. Carson Wiley kicks this one in. Looking to jumpstart the offense. Harrison kicks this one out. It'll be a throw in here for Sterling. Bright John, the one to toss it. So John taking his time, scanning the field, throwing this one in. Hit off of a Harrison player. Hit off of a couple of players. And this one gets back towards the middle. Harrison looking to play this one. This one gets kicked past Jaite.
Often in a game like this, it comes down to who can not make the mistake, and often a mistake leads to a goal. So try to keep play solid, stay with your game.
Getting past Collins is Carranza. Trying to do a little bit of footwork. Way to stay with him is Collins. Great play there by Collins. Rosano pokes this one out. Camardo charging in. He's looking to advance Connor Maynor. Well played there by Harrison. Camardo's going to let this one dribble out. It'll be a Sterling throw-in.
How about the play by the two cousins down there on the right? Dean and Q. Super fans are alive.
So now this one goes over the head of Connor Maynor. This one kicked towards midfield. Carson Wiley charging on the ball, but this one's played at the foot of a Harrison player. That's Tanazoa. It's going to be throw in here for Harrison. Carranza closest to it. Hit off the head of a Sterling player. Carson Wiley charging in. Now settling it is Harrison. This one's a shot on goal going over the net.
That was almost slow motion as he was going back. We're like, my first thought is don't trip. My second thought is wind blow it over. Luckily, the wind blew it over and he didn't trip,
You
so
know
that was good.
the cartoon sound effect?
Yeah.
Like,
Whoop, 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 whoop. That's what we were heading for there.
Yep. Looks like two freshmen warming up on the side here. It looks like Sanchez and Casimir Akura.
Could be for a million different reasons.
Yeah, that's a very interesting pairing. Two freshmen getting placed in the biggest stage of their lives in their early soccer career. 2 minutes down here in the first half of overtime.
Or they're
2-2 the score.
Or they're just cold.
That could be it. Looked like they were doing a lot of the stretches I saw Walters and Wright doing earlier in this one. So taking their time now is Harrison. They're going to walk the ball up the field. Camardo applying pressure. They kick this one forward. Sterling trying to swarm, and now Solano taking this one towards the net. Solano crossing this one in, gets past a couple of Sterling players, and they clear it away. Wesley Wright trying to speed over to it, along with another Harrison player. The Harrison player gets it. They cross it towards the middle. Well played there by Ortiz. He gets hit in the head. Whistle blows.
Putting your body on the line for this one. Ortiz down again. He's been down a couple times in this game. Very nicely done defensive play as they check on Ortiz, and now they'll stop the clock. Can you imagine the energy these players have expended thus far in this game? The ups, the downs, the mental side of this game as well, let alone the physical side.
The ups and downs, a really good point, Mr. K. Harrison started this game down, came back, tied it, and then Sterling was down, and then they came back and tied it. Camardo playing it at his foot. Carranza pushes him down. Carson Wiley charging in, looking for Connor Maynard. Connor Maynard can't settle it. Connor Maynard trying to battle with a Harrison player. A nice turn and pass. And now Harrison looking to take it along the far sideline. Great to get it in the middle. And now with some open room, it's Hussein. Hussein gets it over to Solano. Solano gets it taken away from him by Rosano. Rosano facing a couple of Harrison players, gets it stripped away from him. Carranza chipping this one towards the middle. Sterling defense back. Nicely cleared away there by Max Bleem. Rosano almost getting a little too lackadaisical with it. Now this one taking towards the far side. Collins out there.
There's no way. He's not getting by Dean. There's no way.
And he did. Wow. Jai-T moving up. Weitzel pushes him out. It'll be a goal kick.
Oof.
Great defense there by number 10, your player of the game so far, Mr. K.
I think we were fortunate the ball went out of bounds before he made the push contact out. So fortunate there. Free kick coming up. 6
minutes to play for both of these teams. Ortiz looking to send this one away here for Sterling.
Tell you what, these super fans got their money's worth.
Yeah. $15 to take the bus, around $6 for a ticket in the game. This one hit down by Harrison. Carson Wiley battling in the midfield. Jesus Blanco still out of this contest. Camardo looking to advance what looked like Wesley Wright. Good defense there by Harrison. Harrison still playing consistently. Looks like Pincone on that far side battling with Reich. Reich gets it back to Bright John, speedster to speedster. John trying to poke this one ahead, can't. John comes back on the ball. Now John moving with some space. John looking to chip this one forward. Nobody home there for Sterling. And now Harrison looking to move the other way. 5 minutes to play. It gets past Collins, but Collins is there for the recovery and kicks that one towards center field. 5 minutes and 11 seconds left to play here in the second half, or the first half of overtime, excuse me. Collins kicks that one out of harm's way.
Again, you tough young man. Just not going to get around the edge with him there. You're going to pay if you do.
So less than 5 minutes to play here in the first half of overtime. 2-2 the score. Golden goal will do it. Dribbling on that far side, it's Carranza. Carranza getting some open space and gets that one through the goalpost. 3 points.
Yeah, he drilled it for sure, but there was no attempt. There was no chance for that hitting the net. It was too high right off his foot, so Travis didn't have to worry about that.
Fitting the Sunday night football theme for tonight. Eagles are going to play the Rams. And a little bit less than an hour, much to Mr. K and Ben and my displeasure. I told my mom before I left today, I said, of course, this game is going to be the one to go into overtime, and we really want to get home. And
well, if we're going overtime, we better win it.
Yeah.
Right, Knights?
Right, Knights.
Right, Knights. Let's go.
So 4 minutes to play here in the first half of overtime. Bit of a silly broadcast between myself and Mr. K today.
What a game, though. I mean, This is one we'll remember regardless of what happens for a long time. What a game.
Camardo skying this one, looking for Wesley Reich. Well placed there by Jason Camardo, but taken away there by Harrison, and they're looking to turn the tide, trying to go upfield. Moving up the field now is the Blue Wave. Looks like Hussein taking a long midfield, gets it over to Jaiti. Jaiti kicking it between a couple of Harrison players. Trying to put a shot on goal. That one's just going to go wide. Harrison has the ability, Mr. K, to move up the field on their pace, but I feel like they're rushing a lot of these shots right now.
I think their coach, like we said, they were dribbling a little bit too much and dribbling one extra pass where they should have had a shot. Now they're shooting some shots, as I would agree with you. Maybe they are forcing a couple, but they're not in the greatest position to shoot on that one.
3:15 to play here in the first half of overtime. Ortiz directing traffic. Again, Jesus Blanco still not in this matchup. I think he's still hurt on the sidelines. This one's going to be skied in. Weitzel's going to play at his foot. Pressure from Harrison. He gets knocked down. No whistle. Weitzel back up on his feet. Rosano applying pressure on this close side as well. Now moving towards the middle, it's Harrison. Harrison kicking this one to each other. Carranza has it. Now kicks it back to his teammate, and he gets it back to Hussein. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Hussein looking to take a shot on goal. That one's going to go wide.
Oh, they're saying, is this a corner?
There's
This is a corner, yeah.
Oh, Lord. So Harrison with the biggest opportunity of the game here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the first half of overtime. It's going to be Hussein, the one to kick the corner. Hussein takes a couple steps. Waiting the whistle. He's going to go. Hussein kicks this one into traffic. Well played there by Ortiz. Jaiti trying to keep this one alive. Does keep it in bounds. Bleem also over along with Rosano. That one goes out, and it's going to be a throw-in.
Good job by Bleem.
Ortiz.
We're on the razor's edge right now, Danny.
That's a WWE reference right there. Razor Ramon.
We are.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
So 2 minutes to play here in the first half of overtime. Rosano gets this one to his cousin. Kicks this one. Jaiti plays it with pressure by Camardo. Swarmed by 3 Sterling players and somehow gets it between all 3 of them. 1 minute and 30. Ticking down. Whistle blows. Ball's going to be dropped. Maybe there was a ball in play, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it confused me. Oh, now he went inside.
It's now 1 minute and 15 to play here in the first half of overtime. Harrison controlling a lot of the possession, but that one's going to go out with 1 minute and 10 left. Sterling trying to up the pace here, looking for Connor Maynard. Connor Maynard now takes off with the wind. Run with the wind, Connor. Connor stumbles, getting pressure from behind. Connor Maynard still going, awaiting the cavalry. Connor Maynard has it in the corner. Looking to cross this one. Good pressure here by Harrison. He tries to weave it through the legs of the player, but cannot get to it. And now Harrison looking to turn the table. Moving up the field, Carson Wiley playing strong defense. Collins trying to cut in as well. Harrison still going. Good defense there by Carson Wiley, and Sterling is going to look to reset. Moving along midfield is Harrison. Sterling trying to contain as much as they can. Weitzel keeps it at his foot. Kicks this one over towards Bright John. Bright John can't collect it. 1 minute and 20, or excuse me, 20 seconds. Oh, my goodness.
It's cold. It's allowed.
19, 18. Time ticking down here for Harrison. They're going to look for one more cross into the box, so it seems. Hussein, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. They're trying to cross this one, and that one's going to go out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that'll do it. First half of overtime has ended. We're going to cut to a short break, and we'll be right back at you at the start of the second half. The momentum and the tension crazy here as we're just getting ready for the second half of overtime between Sterling and Harrison. 2-2 the score. Golden goal will do it. 10 minutes to play, and then we're going to go into the even more dreaded penalty kicks.
Your mind just doesn't want to say it, does it?
No, it doesn't today.
State championship still on the line. Sterling trying to win their first state title in soccer since 1976. If there's ever a bunch of guys that can do it, you're looking at them right now.
Resiliency and power and just everything you need to be a complete soccer team. Harrison runs out in the field. Sterling ready to break the huddle here with Coach Marley. It's the Harrison fans getting rowdy. Sterling doing the same. The bleachers erupted here for both of these teams. Harrison, I think, has the size advantage, but I think Sterling definitely still bringing the boom out here between these two teams.
It comes down to, this is just gut check. Who wants it more right now? Who has the stamina? Who's in better shape? Who doesn't make the mistake? That's what this final 10 minutes of overtime is all about.
The Blue Tide versus the Silver Knights. The Blue Tide obviously in the navy blue, the Knights in the all white. Both goalies having a pretty good game today. Schmidt, I think, being the better of the two. Schmidt let in a penalty kick where he guessed right, and then let in a corner kick, and then Apollo let in a banger from Connor Maynard, and then a bit of a nifty shot from Ethan Weitzel. So second half of overtime, Harrison will start with possession. Schmid going back into the net. 10 minutes to decide a victor. If we cannot, we'll go into penalty kicks. 7:39, the official time here at Sterling. Or not at Sterling, excuse me, at Franklin High School. About an hour and 30 minutes away from Sterling. Harrison over out in New York City, so a little closer to them. So Harrison will start, and we are off. Jaite to play it. Connor Maynard applying pressure in the offensive zone. And they're trying to move up the field. Harrison now moving with Pace Solano in the midfield. Getting it back. Hussein getting it back. Slow game here from Harrison. They're looking to maintain possession for as long as possible. A Knight warming up on the side where I can't really see who it is. Because of the beanie, I want to assume it was Jesus Blanco. Looks very similar to the one he was wearing earlier.
Could be. Trying to get back in it if you can.
So this one kicked. Ortiz is going to play it, and he's going to send it the other way. Connor Maynard charging in on the ball, but crossed out there by Jaite, and he's not going to get to it. This one crossed back into the Sterling defensive line. Bleem hits it down. It's going to go past the Harrison player. Handball's called.
Free kick coming up for Sterling as they were both going for that ball that was bouncing. Sterling gets a break. Chance to maybe set something up with a good kick here.
9 minutes. This one taken up by Collins. A nice move. Try and cross this one in. Finds the foot of Rosano. Rosano trying to look towards the midfield for Wiley. And now Harrison moving up.
This is trouble.
Harrison has numbers. Carranza on this close side. Carranza against Bleem. Nice play there by Max Bleem. Bleem still going for it. Almost gets the slide tackle. Moving up is Pinko. Pincone gets it taken away from him. Max Bleem, like a bull, saves the game there for the Knights.
2 times saved the game.
Moving up now is Connor Maynard looking for Jason Camardo, the senior, trying to leg it out. He's not going to get there. Apollo has the game on his foot, and Camardo almost intercepted that. Nice move there by Jaite. He's now moving to the close sideline, trying to get a pass off to Carranza. Carranza now moving forward, looking for Jaite. Jaite moving up this close sideline. Jaite stops. Bleem in front, tries to cross it. Nice play there by Ortiz. Trying to clear it out is Sterling, and a foul is called on Harrison. Oh, my goodness.
Good job in there by the Sterling defense. Didn't panic. They all put their hands up. They all knew it right away on the play.
Max Bleem, unbelievable.
Yeah, he had 2 great plays in that last series.
Both supporter sections as loud as ever. This one hits off the head of Connor Maynard. Played on the foot of Bright John, but now going up the field is Harrison. Bright John gets taken down. Bright John still going. Foul called on Harrison. Time stops.
The restart game is in Sterling's favor. They just got to get it on the other half of the field. There's a player down at midfield right now.
I think that is Yusef Jaite.
Clock has stopped at the moment for the moment. Gives everybody a chance to catch their breath. Super fans hopping around a little bit.
Can't even describe the scene happening here between Sterling and Harrison. Jaite now taking off. Coming back in this game is Fabio Fala.
He's one of the key players for Harrison, too.
Jaite's been all over the place in this matchup. Superfans are as loud as ever. I don't think I've ever heard them louder, Mr. K, and they are.
They have some carry room. Yeah, they're going to carry this up.
So Ortiz scanning, sending. He's going to find the head of a Harrison player first, but it misses his head and finds the foot of a Sterling player. Reich looking to play it, kind of trips over the ball, trying to keep it in. Here is Harrison, and they do. Solano moving up with speed. Great play there by Max Bleem. Reich taken down, whistle blows.
Well, we're getting another restart for Sterling. Just hopefully we can get a little closer into the other zone.
7 minutes to play here in the second half of overtime. Ortiz sending it to the far side. Doesn't look like any Harrison player was ready for that. Collins has a second, steps up, takes the shot. This one going into the box, finds the foot of Connor Maynard. This one taken off, and they score! Sterling has scored! Jason Camardo has won it, and Sterling is the state champions! Sterling has scored! I can't believe it! For the first time since 1976, Coach Marley's and the Silver Knights have won it!
Or your team will be penalized. Spectators must get off the field.
Wow.
Who else
Wow.
but Captain Camardo and Sterling has defied the odds? Mr. K, do you believe in miracles?
I'm stunned. I am absolutely, what an amazing, I couldn't be happier for this, for Coach Marley's, for his team. Camardo, they say, gets the game-winning goal. It looks like there's a parade coming to Sterling. Just an amazing gut check. These guys gut checked it throughout the entire playoffs. They weren't the most talented team. They weren't the most flashy team. They just were the best team.
Sterling, for the first time since 1976, has cemented themselves in history as the Group 2 state champions. South Jersey took it home for one of the first times in recent memory, and it falls to the Sterling Knights. Bright John hyping the crowd up on this side, jumping into the hands. Sterling going to hype up the superfans. What a moment for the small town in Somerdale, New Jersey. All these kids just playing Tark Hill together, growing up. A team that throughout the stretch of the season had multiple times where they went down with players injured, went down in out-of-division games, and they have slain Robbinsville, they've slain Haddonfield, and they have slain the Harrison Blue Wave.
We didn't go to penalty kicks either.
Thank God.
There's Coach Marley's down there in front of his bench now. Unreal. Unreal. We're going to stay here for the trophy presentation. Hardware's coming back to Somerdale.
For the first time since 1976. What a moment for Jason Camardo. What a ball by Dean Collins to get that one in there. Bobbled around a little bit, but who else but Captain Camardo, who missed a big opportunity earlier in this one, getting interviewed by someone on the bottom there. And truthfully, who else than Jason Camardo came into this season expected to be Sterling's leading scorer, leading points player. Wasn't that, and probably until this game, was out for the majority of the season with an injury, missed his senior night game, only played about 5 minutes just to get in. And now, Jason Camardo, the hero, Captain Camardo, was the one to do it.
If I could just say something for a second.
Go ahead, Ben.
For my past 4 years at Sterling High School, I never had championship. I never had anything close to this. The closest thing we got to this was the Group 2 basketball championship against Middle Township.
Correct.
It was at home gym. It was a crazy game. Sadly, the Knights didn't have it then. I love basketball. I don't know that much about soccer. But to come in this game, to come in this playoff series, to come into the season with your backs against the wall, 2 years ago, you have one of the most talented teams in Sterling boys soccer recent memory. And you think that this is their opportunity to get to that pinnacle, to this point, to this moment. And they come short. Last year, the girls soccer team was in a similar place, and they simply could not make it past the first round, I believe, against St. Vincent.
I think it was the first round or the second round.
Either way, it was a mirrored loss of the last time the girls had that much momentum going into the playoffs.
Here they are shaking hands in a second. They're going to be presented with the trophy as the best team in the state of New Jersey in Group 2.
So to come out here as the 4 seed, after not making the Coach Cup, after being down, I believe they were on a 5-game losing streak. They had 5 ties on the season. They, again, didn't make the Coaches Cup. No one had them written to be the New Jersey state champion until now. No one.
This was an insane game from both teams. Connor Maynard opening up the scoring. Then coming back was Christian Carranza. Then it was Joel Ruda, who scored off of a corner kick. And then it was Ethan Weitzel with arguably the biggest goal of his young career so far. Then a first half of overtime, there was no goals. And in the second half of overtime, off of a free kick from Ortiz, he passed it over to Collins. And then found the foot of Captain Camardo. And he saved Sterling and brought them a title.
What we're going to try and do, we're going to stay up here until the trophy, and then we're going to run downstairs and try and get some post-game for you. But here comes the trophies around the 40-yard line to our left once the players come back in. Derek Sellers, one of the administrators from the NJSAA, is in charge of soccer for the state. He's going to present the trophy.
17 years Coach Marlies has been the coach of this program, and this has cemented himself into one of the best coaches for this Sterling team, taking this team of young, feisty rascals, I guess the word for it, and taking them into a state title.
This is the ultimate underdog story. The ultimate underdog story. To come in here, and if you saw in the Harrison stands, you saw they had championship hoodies, they had varsity jackets, they had all of this stuff. They have had 26 state championships.
Danny, take it away.
So Sterling is the state championships for the first time since 1976. They're awaiting to raise the banner.
Again, the players will ultimately wind up down by the scoreboard. You'll walk
And
down there and celebrate with them.
just waiting for the official rise. And Sterling bringing the hardware back home for the first time since 1976. A group that's gone through so much together. And Sterling getting their pictures, students crowding the field, and Sterling awaiting the award, and Sterling raise it high. Captain Camardo, the one to do it, the game winner. What a moment here at Franklin High School.
What a first year for new athletic director Ken Ciano as well.
Yeah.
First year state championship. That is something to put in your office.
There they are again celebrating.
What an amazing accomplishment.
Just outstanding victory here for the Knights. I still can't believe it happened.
All right, I think what we'll do now, we are going to attempt to go down on the field and hook this up as best we can. So hopefully when we return, we'll be down on the field with the post.
Right now.
Feels great. Honestly, like the other wins, I didn't really realize that, but holding that trophy is it's just crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. We worked so hard to get here, and it just feels great. Man, it just feels great. You feel like you accomplished the word, and we did. And I'm just happy to be part of this family and be part of this team and get that W. I'm just so happy.
And you've cemented yourself in history. This is the first time since 1976 that Sterling has won a state championship, and you're bringing the hardware back home. How does it feel that you've really now stomped yourself into history as one of the best Sterling teams to touch?
I mean, that's been our goal since we started. Man, all our seniors, everyone wanted this since freshman year. We've talked about this since freshman year. And we never really had an off season. From last year to this year, we didn't have an off season. We just knew how we had to get it done. This year is our last year. And last time playing with each other. And that means a lot because we've been playing with each other since we were 5 years old. And we knew we were going to get it done. And it just feels great to stomp ourselves in that history, put ourselves on that banner, put ourselves on that wall. and get that plaque. It just feels great.
Anthony, congratulations.
Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Dan.
So you're going to give the headset to Dean, and I'm going to talk to Dean in just a few moments here. Dean Collins,
How you doing?
the man, the myth. How do you feel?
I feel great. 48 years, we were prepared for this stuff. And I told you this ever since we started playoffs, we're ready for this.
So you guys, you start practice in summer of July, you come into this game, you win your first game of the season, go through a rough patch with a couple of injuries, you miss the Coaches Cup, you don't win the division.
Yeah.
You guys then come and win the state championship.
A lot of
How does that feel
adversity.
to do it with that family?
A lot of adversity, man. Marley's greatest coach I've ever had. He prepares us mentally, physically. I mean, we started cadets practice mid-baseball season, so, where our bodies are in shape for these long games, like overtime games.
Describe what you're feeling, going against such a fast and hard-paced team like Harrison and keeping them out of Travis's way.
Well, we knew they just wanted to possess the ball. We were fine with them having that. Just our game plan was to counter, maybe get a ball up in the corner, get a corner kick. But, we played it very well.
Dean, congratulations, sir.
Thanks, Danny.
Big win. Next, it's going to be Connor Maynor. Connor, you complained to me that you haven't been on a post game yet, and I think this is a good game where you're worthy of your first. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling amazing. Best feeling in the world.
And you have a little bit of a different perspective being one of the younger guys on this team. And how does it feel to come in such a huge way and not only score a goal, but be one of the leading factors in bringing you guys to this ending?
Felt great. It was a very long road, and doing it with my seniors was the best feeling of the world.
Watching one of those seniors, Jason Camarda, put it in the back of the net to win it, what was going through your head as that was happening?
That's my guy. I love him. It was amazing.
And, I mean, describe the emotions you're feeling right now after, such a game like that.
Can't even describe it. It's surreal. It's amazing.
Connor, congratulations. Thank you for coming on. I will take the headset from you. We're going to wait for Carson Wiley, a sophomore on this Sterling team. Carson, you did it. How does it feel for you?
Feels amazing, all that summer practice, workouts, and, lifting with the team. It just all work paid off.
How has the family aspect of this team really helped you to get to this point?
It's a bond that we created last year as freshmen with this junior class, and, it went up to the senior, and we just knew we had to get it this year.
Now, Carson, I mean, what was the thoughts going through your head? I mean, once again, hugging your dad who's watching this there after this game.
It's amazing. This team works so hard, and we deserve all of it. Hugging my dad was probably one of the best feelings again.
And going against such a speedy team like Harrison, and you contrast differently. You're a much more physical and gritty player. How did you, find that balance to be able to stop them throughout?
That's an amazing team, fast, skillful, and you just had to find the pockets to find in, and that's how we just tried a physical way, be physical than they are.
Carson, congratulations.
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you for coming on. Next, it's going to be Bright John, the man, the myth, the legend, one of the personalities on this Sterling team for sure.
Yo, what up, Danny? What up, boy?
What are the emotions going through your head right now?
Oh my God, this is unreal, bro. I can't even believe it to now, bro. I don't know what to say, bro. This is unreal.
Carson, do you or not Carson?
Carson.
Bright, do you hate soccer now or?
I don't know. This man feel too good to hate soccer, but I don't know. But this one is immaculate, bro. I like soccer just a little bit now. Just a little bit.
We gotta take a little photo real quick.
All right.
Yo.
After this.
So, Bright, describe the emotions going through your head. Describe the emotions as you were watching Jason Camardo put that one in the back of the net.
Oh my God, I have all faith in Jason, bro. He said he was gonna get one the whole time, and he actually did get it in. I'm proud of him, and I feel it for the guy, bro. He worked hard for this. We all worked hard for this, and just proud of Jason, man.
Yo, that ball came to Jason. He straight up said barbecue chicken, bro.
Barbecue chicken alert! Barbecue chicken alert! Ah! I gotta go. We did it!
They'll wait for you. They'll wait.
So, Travis, the man in the highlighter green with the state championship trophy right here. Travis, describe what's going through your head right now.
I have no words. It's the first time I've got on an interview and didn't, but just I'm so proud of everybody that came out on this field tonight. Thank you to everyone that was here. I'm just at a loss for words.
Describe how it was to do it with your family, Travis.
It was amazing. I've played with these boys since the the first day I stepped on a soccer field, and the expectations were so high this year. And we've said together that we were going to make every second this season count because it was our last. And, that's exactly what we did.
And through all the doubt and through all the adversity you guys deal with when it came to injuries and people telling you guys you couldn't and you guys did, how does it feel to respond to that?
We never wrote back. We said inside that we were going to get this done, and that's what we did.
All right, cool, Trav. Go
Thank
take your
you.
picture. Thank you for coming on real quick. We're here with Max Bleeman. I mean, Max, we talk about Ant and Dean a lot. You're a person who kind of gets thrown under the rug sometimes, but no defender came in more importantly than you did in those couple of moments. How does it feel for you to get this win for your team?
I mean, it feels amazing. I mean, it hasn't been done. We've been waiting for it all season. We knew we had it in us. And, yeah, I mean, I knew I had to step up at the end of the game. Dean, Ant, Bright, our back line has just been phenomenal all year. It's been one of the best in South Jersey. It's the best in Group 2, as we just proved out here today. And it's been a hell of a season, like going out playing with these guys and being able to have a back line of these four all game has been amazing.
Describe the emotions you were feeling throughout the game and throughout those final moments.
I mean, yeah, we started off a little nervous. A bunch of us had the nerves, as we normally do in state finals, but we shaked it off. We came out hot. We got a goal. We let up the PK. That brought us down a little bit, but we got right back onto them. Went out, scored, we did what we had to do. It came down to the end, and we were the better team. We played. We wanted it more, and we went out and scored the final goal, and that was that.
Describe what was going through your head as you saw Jason put that one in the back of the net's end.
It's done. That's it. We're good. We just did it. We won. I mean, we've been waiting for like 25 games. We've had a bunch of ties, dealt with a bunch of injuries. It's a matter of chemistry at the end of the day. This team is one of the most beloved teams I've ever played on in my entire career. And playing with each and every one of them, it just feels like a special moment every game. And this one, it's going to be something I remember for the rest of our lives and everyone here. So,
Max, congratulations, dude. Thank you for coming
Thank
on.
you, Dan. It's been a pleasure all
Next,
season.
It's going to be Coach Marley's the one to do it. So he's going to throw on the headset. Coach Marley's, first of all, congratulations. So you corrected me. It's been 17 years of coaching here for Sterling. You guys gone through a lot of adversity throughout the season, a couple of injuries, a whole lot of ties, and now you've come to the state final. You guys beat Harrison, and you are the state champions. And how does that sound for you?
It sounds amazing. I can't believe we did it. We believed we could do it, but over the past few days, watching that Harrison team on tape, I really did not. I didn't know how we'd be able to pull it off. And if it's not for, hold on a second. Yo, it's way too cold. I don't gotta change the clothes. Yo, it's the long ride home. Sorry. Listen, we had a game plan, and it was with the utmost respect for Harrison. The style they play is we couldn't match it. All we could do is dig in and defend and pick our opportunities. But all it really comes down to is this group of boys and their character, the families they come from, coach, baby! The way they've been raised. And, I've known these guys since they were 5-6 years old. So I used to work with them. I remember them, just being like these little kids running around back here. And, to win with them is just unbelievably special. It really is.
Marley's, I asked you one question. You spoke 1,000 words, and that really is all I needed to hear from you. Coach Marley's, congratulations for doing this for the first time in 48 years. Thank you for coming on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Go celebrate. Captain Camardo, the hero of this game. What's going through your mind right now?
Oh, man, I can't believe it, man. It's a dream come true. It's everyone's dream. Every soccer player's dream is to win the game winning goal in OT in the state championship, and to be able to do it's amazing.
Now, Jason, adversity, the name of the game, and even for you this year, you were out for a little bit with an injury, didn't play in your senior night very much, and the team in general, missing out on the Coaches Cup, missing out on the division championship, coming into this playoff as the 4 seed, having to go through West Effort, Haddonfield, Robbinsville, and then Harrison, and now they're the state champions. How does that sound for you?
Oh, it's a dream come true, man. We've been working for this, bro. We've been working for this since last year. Like I said, we were in the weight room last year from 6 a.m. in the morning, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and to be able to win a state championship and know that the work paid off it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
I mean, when you were, in the final moments, when you were taking that shot, what was going through your head?
I mean, earlier in the game, everyone saw, I had that breakaway from Connor, and I missed it. Goalie saved it. I was overthinking it, and I told myself and I told the team, next opportunity I'm getting, I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna score it. So when I got that ball there, I just wasn't thinking. I knew I'm a good player, and I knew I could score that. So I just wasn't thinking. I did my thing, took a touch, and got a shot off, and thankfully went in the back of the net. So yeah.
Jason, congratulations, Captain
Thank you.
Lombardo. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So last, but certainly not least, it's going to be Quentin Rosano. Now, Quentin, one of these seniors on this team, to do it when people said you couldn't, how does that feel for you?
It feels great. Oh, my God, it feels great. It's an awesome moment, something I can remember the rest of my life.
Now, to do it with this group of guys, to do it with this family, one of your family members, literally, as in Dean Collins.
Yes.
What does that mean to you? How does this, make that even grander than it already is?
Because we've been playing with each other ever since we were little, and we knew we wanted to do this one day, and we did it. So it was an amazing feeling.
Now, Quentin, describe the emotions watching one of your best friends, Jason, put that one in the back.
Oh, man, that's my boy. He's been my boy my whole life. I looked at him on this play. I'm like, Jay, this is it. This is, this is it. And he did it, and I started crying from there. I'm so proud of my boy.
And, you guys had the support of the super fans here. Describe how much they played an impact on this.
Oh, they helped us out so much. We wouldn't be this far without them. That Robbinsville game, we were down 2-1, and then 1-9 was it? Yeah, it was 1-9, and then we came back 2-9 with them. So thankful for them.
Now, Q, I'm going to leave you be so you can go take a picture with
Appreciate
the boys.
you.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
So that's going to put an end to this insane game. Joined here by one of my best friends for life, and this fall season has been something monumental. Field hockey, developing their year, cross country doing their thing. Girls volleyball coming back onto the scene, losing unfortunately in the semifinals. Girls soccer with a miracle year, losing unfortunately in the finals. But the boys soccer team, the one to do it, and took it to the state final, and they won, bringing the gold back to Sterling.
All the way. All the way.
So this fall season, one to remember for ages. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Ben Nicholas. Thank you to Mr. K for all the help. I'm going to be saying so long for the fall season. See you guys in the winter, starting with basketball. And as always,
go Knights!